All right, we live. I'm just waiting for niggas to come in.
Okay, bet. Where everybody at? Where the pseudo killer chat at? I done put the link in there for everybody. It's probably gonna take them a couple minutes to get up in here.
Hell yeah, you already know.
There's some excellent content. Go ahead, my fault. Go ahead.
Yeah, they're gonna stumble in here like they ain't know we was motherfucking sent out the Zoom 30 minutes ago.
Yeah. You already know that.
30 minutes ago. Let me see.
Right.
Boom, boom, boom. Oh, you already? Oh, so
yeah, I put it in there.
That's you?
Okay. Yeah, SOA. Yeah. Hell yeah. CK was about to kick me out that bitch one day. I'm by sports. What's up, big bro? She was about to put my ass right out. I was like, damn, now that's me.
Oh, please. Hey, Google Scholar and Adrian, this y'all show today. Y'all got kicked it off. Go ahead. Yeah. I'm going on mute.
No, before you go on mute, I actually just came in to tell you about the titles.
You gotta stop saying Michael J. White is real fighter, Adrian. I ain't even forgot that shit, man.
Yo,
Sheffrin. He's an actual martial artist. If you look at how
what's up, Google?
Yeah, no, I was calling it to tell you the title of the show.
I
think you meant to put academia instead of academic.
Oh man, would I put academy?
Oh, you put DJ Academics on that motherfucker. Come on now, damn.
No, the title of the show on YouTube. I'm saying, I think, yeah, just where you put academy. Yeah.
Oh my God. Can we debunk the police academy? Yep. I like it. Let's rock with it.
Yeah, let's rock with it, yo. Keep that right there. What's good, Truth Ministries?
What's good, bro? What's good?
Man, can't call it. Yeah, Adrian, you gotta stop that, man.
He's an actual martial artist. I ain't debating that with y'all. I ain't doing it.
So what? I just want to know what qualifies somebody to be a martial artist. You're saying he can actually fight and perform and do all that shit. You saying that?
As I say again, I'm not gonna debate it with any of y'all.
You a smart man. You are a smart man.
He's an actual martial artist. He's trained in at least several of the martial arts of the East, and he has several black belts.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to debate it, and you can just keep asking me that question, and I won't answer.
I'm gonna ask next time too. I'm gonna ask just to make sure you ain't forgot. But go ahead. Don't let me hold up the show. We be talking MMA all day.
But so what's the subject of the show today? It's can we
debunk
academia?
Yeah, get it kicked off. Whatever you want, bro.
About Michael J. White being it's MMA. It's MMA.
Oh yeah.
You mean you ain't gonna answer? Like we can have a discussion about MMA, like you done had these conversations with us before, but you can't answer the question or something.
We don't
Why would you take that position?
I said what I said in the last show that we talked about it, and I ain't gonna say it, but I'll say it again.
Don't do it. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say it again. Michael J. White is actually a legitimate martial artist. He's trained in several martial arts of the East, and he has several black belts. Now, when you have a black belt in those fighting styles, that means that you are honestly at the top in terms of rank, because they have different colors like white, yellow, green, blue, so he's legitimate martial artists.
Okay, so would that martial art translate into any type of practical fighting?
Yes. It's just like with anything. Like, let me give an example, right?
Okay.
Like, okay, most of us are intellectuals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say we all read a book, and one of the first things that you want to do when you read a book, right? You want to like try to explain it to people, but when you explain the book to people, at first it might not be digestible or practical to the person that you're explaining it to. So what you'll have to do is put it in your own words so somebody can understand. And so, okay, and I get what you mean by, is there like, could the karate translate to practical fighting, right?
Right.
Okay,
Yep.
this is the thing with like trained fighters, like people who actually know how to punch and people who actually have excellent footwork versus somebody who's a street fighter, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Like a street fighter does not know how to throw a punch properly.
At
Doesn't
all.
know.
I
Doesn't
agree.
like what's my man name that Shefford keep on bringing up every blue moon? He got beat down by that white dude.
Who? Oh, Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, Deontay Wilder. He's not really a polished trained boxer like that. I can tell
No,
from
I
his
agree.
footwork.
He could throw a punch though. You gonna say
Yeah,
he can't throw a punch?
he can throw.
Cool.
He can throw a decent right hand, but
Okay.
he's gonna every time he gonna fight somebody who's like experienced, he's probably gonna get beat up. Because I saw that the first time that what's his name? He fought that white man, that Irish dude.
Tyson.
Yeah, Tyson. No. I knew in the first fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Go, my fault. I'm just making sure you get the names right. Go ahead.
I knew in the first fight that if Tyson and him wound up fighting again, that Deontay Wilder was gonna get beat up because I could tell from how Tyson was dodging, the way he maneuvered his shoulders, and stuff like that. And he actually knew how to throw a punch, and then that's what happened in the second fight. Now, Michael John White, according to his backstory, he was actually a street fighter at first, like he was a gangster, as he said, in New York. So with him learning the karate and with him knowing how to actually fight street fighters and him knowing how to throw a punch and kick somebody, he'd beat everybody up, So he's able to apply that stuff if he wanted to. Now, if you just a regular person who ain't never had a fight in his life, but he learns how to throw a punch and knows karate, and he go against a hardened, trained street fighter with all types of experience, but not the proper vocabulary, that dude who took boxing and karate for 15, 20 years might get beat up.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So are you saying that those skills that you learned and maybe all the things that Michael John White, say he has a black belt, whatever he has a black belt in, you think in a regulated sport like MMA, any of that stuff can work?
Like what he learns, like karate could go in the octagon?
Is karate translatable in the octagon?
It is, because when you look at
give me an example.
The MMA fighters, they all you notice that Ronda Rousey, if you look at her background, right?
You didn't say Ronda Rousey. You didn't say Ronda Rousey.
Look, when you look at Ronda Rousey, right? Mm-hmm. Ronda Rousey, she, from all the fights I've seen with her, she literally
wait. You do know she's retired and she's been retired for 5 years, right? You do know the sport has caught up and surpassed her, right? Just throwing that out.
I know that.
She's no longer relevant in the way that she was in the time that you're talking about.
Go ahead. I can break her up if I want to.
Go ahead. You're right. Go ahead.
If you look at her background, her martial arts background is judo and Greek wrestling. And so when it comes down to grabbing a girl in that octagon, and once they get on that ground, she wins. But she has no hands. She don't really have any background in boxing like that. That's why she got beat up by that Hispanic girl.
Holly Holm and Amanda Nunes. She's Brazilian, but yes.
Yeah. So for real, it comes down to, like, in the final analysis, is you have to have, number one, experience, and you do have to know your feet and know how to throw an actual punch, because that helps. So
but my question to you is, what about karate or anything like that would translate in a MMA arena? Or do you have an example of any fighters who have translated those type of skills in the octagon is what I'm asking.
Karate, okay, that's mostly
Taekwondo, karate, anything like that. Anything like that.
It honestly depends on what works best for that practitioner, because I took karate for about, I think, five years when I was younger. And karate is mostly punches, right?
Okay.
Taekwondo, that's mostly kicks. So it can translate. It just, you gotta know how to.
Right. So do you have any, so you just thinking, you don't have any examples of a fighter who actually uses karate in a regulated match? You don't have any examples of that?
No, not
like
really. But if you look at it, a lot of those fighters who are mostly ground and pound, like hand-to-hand combat, like Chuck Liddell, a lot of these.
Oh my God, you done bought a Ronda Rousey, now Chuck Liddell. You don't watch MMA, do you? You don't watch it like that.
Not the new.
You just
I think you about to bring up Chuck Norris next.
No, because it's a red flag to bring up those names, because those are like the very first names that came along with the sport as the sport blew up. Chuck Liddell and Ronda Rousey, that's like 2005. The whole entire sport has changed. Karate actually is implemented in the sport. If you know who Wonder Boy Thompson is, he's famous for his kickboxing career, his style of fighting, because he fights from a karate stance. I just didn't know how deep into it you was. I didn't know if you had any examples. There's only like one or two guys who can even do this type of thing, because their base is not correct for protecting against wrestling. Anybody who fucking comes in with pure karate skills, they have nothing to do with the wrestler. Like, they can't handle a wrestler. Anybody who can wrestle, do any type of jiu-jitsu, will easily beat them. So this is why I'm asking you how. This is what I was trying to get. We had this conversation like a year and a half ago. I never really got to dig deep into what the fuck you was actually saying about it. But now that I hear you clarify a little bit more, I know you're not as, you're not really up on it like that. You just had some ideas and you knew Michael J. White. Cool, I got you. We ain't even got to go too much deep into it. I got you. It was a real easy conversation for me. I didn't know if you really felt that type of way or not. But go ahead, y'all go ahead. We can change it up.
It really just depends. Okay, what you saying that like a person whose base is basically like
a karate base, a taekwondo, their feet are wide apart. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're right on that. Because it really depends on what works best for that person. Because Ronda Rousey, she has a big wrestling background, and every time
she does.
Every time she grabbed somebody, it was basically over when it got to that ground. But when that
beat
her down in that she didn't have no hands. So it just
right. A person who beat her, the first loss she took from Holly Holm has absolutely no ground game. The very next fight after the Ronda Rousey fight that she took the title from, she got submitted by Miesha Tate, a fighter that Ronda Rousey beat 2 or 3 times, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not always about that. You have to actually get to that position and be able to execute. Like, Ronda had all the ground game and could easily beat Holly Holm if she could get her to that point, but Ronda could never close that distance and grab her, because Holly Holm was a Hall of Fame boxer and a Hall of Fame kickboxer. So it's no way that whatever Ronda knew, gold medalist, Olympian, none of that shit mattered, because she couldn't close the distance and actually grab the girl. The sport has actually passed Ronda up. There's no girls in MMA who fight like Ronda anymore. They all fight like the individuals who beat her. That quick. It only took 2-3 years.
Man, it just shows that Ronda Rousey don't got hands. That's all. That's not her expertise.
No, you're right. It's not. But wrestling isn't the end all be all to somebody who doesn't know how to wrestle. You got to put it all together as well. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Like, you can't just just because somebody knows karate or taekwondo or something like that, if you don't know a little bit of all of the things that are most essential, you stand no chance. Like, I remember y'all was saying that like Deontay Wilder is probably gonna fuck up 99% of niggas who can throw punches, even though he can't throw it pretty. The nigga fought Luis Ortiz twice. Luis Ortiz was beating him both of those fights until Deontay landed one punch. So it ain't always about the technical skills in a fighter. Where you at? School the young boy on. School the young boy.
Or what? That ageism stuff for me. I'm tired of that.
I mean, I ain't that much older than you. Don't get me wrong. I'm 30, 31. Excuse me. I'm 31. Yeah. So we
about like 9 years older than me. So it's not.
Yeah. See, I'm normally the youngest in the crew, but now you now, you know what I'm saying? You took that from me. So yeah, you're right. I got it. Go ahead. What you say? What'd you say?
You ain't my elder.
No. I ain't. I ain't that old. I ain't that old. But I was telling them that we was talking about MMA or whatever. I was telling them karate really that shit ain't really gonna get you nowhere really. That's all. That's all I was saying.
Man, he know that shit, man.
Yeah. The last time we had the conversation was a while. I was doing some shit, so I ain't never really get to flesh out the idea with it and see where he was at with it.
Oh man. You ain't get to beat him up. You gonna get beat up mess with this nigga on anything dealing with fighting.
Adrian got to update his. He got to upgrade his database. You know Israel Adesanya, right? You know the last style bender, right?
Yeah.
No. Okay. You got to know some of these new names. You threw out the Chuck Liddells and the Ronda Rouseys and shit. Next thing you would have said George St. Pierre and motherfucking Cain Velasquez and all them motherfuckers. I was like, oh man, give me somebody new. You feel me?
I got respect for Israel because he didn't beat up on Anderson Silva really bad his last fight.
Yeah.
I give him respect for that. He was tagged and everything, but he wasn't beating the brakes off of him. And I can respect that because Anderson is he a legend. You don't want to be beating up
Exactly. You got to respect that man. You can't go in there trying to take that man head off and that's like Jordan and you like Kobe. You feel me? You ain't trying to kill that man. We all know you better than the man at this point because Anderson is what? He was 20 years in at that point. He was going on 40, 41 at that point, and Israel's right in the prime of his career. So yeah, of course. He gave him a lot of respect. I feel like he held back in that fight. He could have definitely done dirty. So you got to give that man that respect. That's Anderson Silva, despite it.
He was just hitting him in his face and everything. And he gave him to dodge everything. So, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Kobe was trying to kill Jordan, though.
Right, but it's a little different when you fighting, though. You feel me? That's all I was saying, Chuck. You can hurt that nigga. In basketball, you cross a nigga, he gonna get up. You feel me? You dunk on a nigga, he gonna get up. That's all I'm saying. But you right.
That's like when I'm talking.
I ain't want to dive in.
That's like when I'm talking shit to the younger niggas, man. Don't be we run across the other nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we gotta give him the respect. We just we might scream a little bit, but we can't try to hurt the old man. You feel me? Don't hurt him now.
Hit me with it. Nigga, don't hit me with the right hand.
You stupid. Just use your left arm.
You stupid.
I feel a certain way about fighting somebody that's old enough to be my daddy. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I ain't gonna lie, nigga, for the first 20 seconds, I'm gonna look real good in that motherfucker. Real crispy. By the time I hit the minimum, nigga, I'm the gas man.
Yeah, you gonna be ready to sit it down like, nigga, you got it. You ain't even gotta hit me.
Now, in a street fight. Hold on, man. You know what I'm saying? Shit, nigga, just wait out the 20 seconds, because the 20-second mark, I'm looking good. I'm calling what hand I'm gonna hit you with. You know what I'm saying? Left gonna look good, right?
Yeah.
Having that nigga shit. Just wait it out. Yo. But I'm gonna catch a couple blows the first 20 seconds. After that, yo, it gets slow to 8, 7, all that. Yeah. And you gotta give a nigga break. Get a nigga break, man.
So yeah, that's a fact. So what's the word with Kyrie getting his full the ability to play all the games? Did they change the mandate for the whole city, or they changed it just for the team, or what? Anybody know what happened with that?
I heard they've been finding them each time they got to play a game like outside the state.
No. They can't find them for that. But the mandate is for performers and athletes. That's what they get it. It's the exemption. I'm sorry. The exemption is for like performers coming there and athletes. So he fit the criteria.
Oh, so he just earned an exemption just this past.
Oh man.
What was that?
So you saying he earned an exemption this past week?
Yeah,
No.
He finna start being able to play Thursday. Thursday he'll be able to play home.
Okay. Go ahead. What was you about to say?
Yeah, you don't gotta wear masks in certain places now. You know what I'm saying? So he's good.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. Like certain places I go into now, you don't gotta have a mask. Like in the bank. The Bank of America and shit like that, you don't gotta wear a mask. And see, okay with that. I ain't gonna be hollering, screaming,
Right.
you know, like they did. It's the American way. When the policy change based off the expert show, then the fucking policy change. Who am I now? Experts. Right now, it's my personal choice if I want to wear. God damn! Don't butt me in the middle of me talking.
Oh, sorry.
Don't butt on me, yo. I'm trying to do a little something, yo. God damn! Give me one moment. I got you. I'm simply saying my personal choice is to wear a mask like the Chinese been fucking wearing in America, right? Because they understand during certain seasons, colds and different things can be, airborne. You can catch it. So I've learned that. I've made my adjustment. So I will be wearing fucking masks, especially in crowds of motherfuckers be gone. But go ahead, brother.
I was just gonna say the only reason that is lifting now is because of the vaccine. The only reason is because the numbers start going down because people
right.
get vaccinated.
Yeah. Hold on. Well, this is the funny
So
part.
we turn that corner. We done turned that corner.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe. But watch this.
Okay.
It's because of the vaccine and the amount of hard-hit motherfuckers that didn't get vaccinated and caught it. Because you do get immunity from a certain amount of immunity from catches, depending on how sick you got. All that playing while the numbers is going down.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, coronavirus, very successful virus, yo.
Yeah, definitely. It's almost like this shit. I feel like over the last month, shit done disappeared, bro. Like it's done vanished from mainstream media. They don't even talk about it. It went from full blast every day, every second to nothing. I don't even hear nothing about Corona no more. It's crazy. My girl about to go to a motherfucking festival here coming up. Seemed like we done turned the corner. I just didn't know. I didn't. You know what I'm saying? They didn't make an announcement. They didn't let everybody know. That's all I'm saying. I thought they was gonna say, niggas, y'all can go out and do y'all thing now. They didn't even give us that. You know what I'm saying?
A war going on.
What do you say, Art?
At the CDC, they made an announcement on what to do.
Okay. What they say?
You hear me?
Yeah, you was breaking up a little bit. What they say?
Yeah, I said the CDC actually. Yeah, they put out the mandate where you don't have to wear masks in certain places. So that kind of lets you know that it's opened it up now. New York City's opened up, and that's the right thing to do. Like, I bet you them niggas who was arguing over wearing masks stop wearing masks. You know what I'm saying? Now you want to follow the rules. Break the rules because really they trying to kill you. They really trying to fake you out. They want you not to wear a mask so they can spray the shit in the air and get you. That's what's really good. So all the studios will have on masks.
Yeah, it only be right.
What you eating on some ribs, huh?
Chicken breast.
Meatless burger.
Grilled. No, I ain't eating a meatless burger today, but that's my favorite.
Hey, Well, what Baltimore did this in free agency, I ain't got to holler at you about that. We ain't got to talk about football.
Man.
Because hey, listen, the wide receivers been get. Did you just see Tyreek get that money? Good. Great.
He got that money.
Yeah.
He got that money.
He got that money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Look, I hope Baltimore come back fully loaded and healthy this year, because if they don't, I feel like Lamar gonna be in a wild ass situation. Like he really might be in a wild situation. Like they might not. We don't know what we're gonna do with it. We just he gonna be on prove it deals. That I swear that's how I feel. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't think. I think he deserved his money.
Yeah.
I think he deserved his long-term contract and his money and all that. Go ahead.
Yeah, he gonna get. Go ahead, Tom.
I just think they didn't paint themselves in the corner now, because what else you gonna do besides Lamar? You gotta pay him, and now
gotta pay him.
Just got that 230 guaranteed. So that's where I'm starting at. If I'm Lamar Jackson, I'm starting at 230 and I'm going up.
Hold on, who got 230?
Watson, Deshaun Watson.
Yeah,
Who got
Cleveland.
For Atlanta?
No, for Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Yep. Fully guaranteed.
Better. Yeah. But listen, listen what I'm trying to tell you, Baltimore never painted themselves in the corner, right? His mother, right? Lamar, his mother is handling this like a true champion. The same way she handled him coming through the draft. He's not running the 40. We're not doing none of that. And we're not running around here listening to y'all. We can read, just like you always say, Vance. Look, man, shit is advanced right now. You can just go to any lawyer, tell them to read this contract right here. We don't need you to take my 3%. His talent is so generational. He's a generational talent. All you need is a lawyer that can read a contract. All you got to do is look at the landscape, like you just said. Like, he did the right thing, right? He waited. Now Deshaun Watson got 235. So Tucker's right. Now we going motherfucking north at 235. Let's put my career up with this nigga right here. Nigga, I got what he got? He got the MVP. Yeah. Unanimous. There's only 2 people in the history of the fucking game. All right? Yeah. Unanimous MVP. Okay. Deshaun Watson, nope. I took him playoffs every year, right? Every year since I've been a quarterback, until the whole half of the team was hurt. Unprecedented. Yep. And was down to the last game. Even though I didn't play in 6 games since I was hurt. Nah, dog, pay that man, yo. Like the salary cap is going up, right? Pay that man, yo. Like, you gotta pay that. Like, that man, I'm telling you, yo, that man has supreme. He's cerebral with the motherfucking game, yo. And when Tom Brady say, yo, that's my pick for the nigga that's next. You can just think about that for me. Like, yeah, that's my pick right there. That's my pick. So, you got to pay him. Baltimore don't have a problem. Nope, they're going to fix the line, right? They got good front office. You know what I'm saying? And, look, man, we just need to make sure the receivers is about it. I think we need one more dog.
Yeah.
One more dog on the receiving core. Although we got a pretty good receiving core these days. We need a dog. I'm trying to figure out who's going to be the dog. Marquise can be that, but he dropped passes in key situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some shit you just can't do to be a number one. Yeah, you might have dropped the pass early in the game. We get it. But now it matters, bro. You can't drop that ball. It matters, yo.
Yeah.
That's what the number one is. The nigga who don't drop the balls in the time where it matters. Mm-hmm.
That's a fact. I'm hoping they get right. They stay healthy. I think they got a good shot. Because the AFC done got crazy. The motherfucking Deshaun in y'all division. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's 2 games a year. Y'all got to go up there and play.
Okay.
Oh, damn. So what they gonna do with that other dude? He's still on the team, right?
Oh yeah, Baker.
Baker's still there, right?
Yep. They everybody didn't sign a quarterback. What'd you say, Tuck?
They finna get rid of Baker. Baker, he ain't trying to be there no more. But then did y'all see Deshaun still might get in trouble? That's what I was looking at.
He's gonna lose. He probably gonna lose either all of this year, half this year, 4 games. It's this year. Yeah, he's probably not gonna be there for all the games. But after that, he should be good to go. I don't think, but what you think the suspension gonna be? That's what I'm fucked up. The man has paid a whole year of his career. And if he's guilty of any of this shit, listen, if he's guilty of anything, nothing probably would ever be enough a punishment if he did any of the shit that he alleged. But he wasn't indicted. The feds didn't think it was a need to take this man to trial. So with that being said, what the hell is the NFL going to do? That's I don't get it. I don't see what the possible suspension could be. Like, I really don't.
Well, you remember what happened with Zeke. Remember, Zeke didn't get charged with nothing, and it was 6 games. So,
right. Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. But I don't know how they can still open. I don't know what they're doing right now. Is what I really don't. I don't know what's going on. Like I thought. I thought they were fasted, and then now they saying somebody's gonna reopen it. But I never heard of that. I done been to court a lot. I ain't never heard of them being able to do that.
Yeah, it's fishy. It's fishy. My thing is Zeke. I don't think Zeke lost any games from 2 seasons. It was all pertaining to 1 season. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm a Cowboys fan. I might have my timeline messed up, but I don't know how the hell they're gonna suspend Deshaun Watson for even more time. Like it don't make sense to me. It seems like a bit extreme at this point. The man didn't play 1 game. He wasn't around for nothing last year. Nothing. He did nothing last year. So why would they bring it into this year? Well, go ahead.
Yeah, he wasn't suspended though. They was just looking at the opposite of it from the outside looking in and how bad it looked. And he didn't want to play there no more, so they was just sitting him. They was waiting on the trade partner and waiting on the legal process to play. He never got suspended by the NFL.
Okay. So he could have played last year.
No,
he could have played last year.
He couldn't play last year.
He could have.
Okay.
No, he couldn't, yo.
He never got suspended.
Nah, man, he couldn't play that shit. They put him on the shelf, yo, and still paid him.
Was he on was he on the commissioner's exempt list? I think it's either that or
there you go.
I don't know.
Right. There you go. Same shit, nigga. I still can't play, but I'm getting paid. When you get suspended, it's without pay. So he couldn't play.
Right.
Which was great.
Okay. Right.
That was good for him because now he get to save his body.
Yeah, exactly. He saved a year. Go ahead.
No, but they could still suspend him. It's not good.
You said, hold on, I can't hear you. What?
I said they could still suspend him, because he was not suspended last year. They could still, the NFL could still suspend him.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, but that's some bullshit. Because then that's the slave system again on some real shit. Because nigga, if the feds and the motherfucking police, if I don't get indicted, that means I did nothing criminal. See what I'm saying? So it's really you on some double jeopardy shit. I've done nothing criminal.
That's my whole point. There you
go. Yeah, me too.
Yo, imagine.
Like, how could he get?
Imagine 20.
How could he get suspended?
Imagine 20 women. So if 20 women say you did something, and the feds and the police and all that was like, nah, you ain't do nothing. Then what we talking about here?
This right one? Okay. No, we great, doing great.
Exactly.
You can get one person, right?
Right.
Yo, you gotta mute your mic.
Right. No, I'm with you. 100%.
Hey, what's happening, Jenny?
Yo, think about that. Yo, how many white people gotta go through that? How many white people gotta go through that, bro?
None.
That's really focused right here. Yo, Tom Brady, that nigga, how many games he lose? Them niggas is cheating in the game.
Yeah.
This nigga filming up a nigga practice.
Deshaun Watson, he was eligible to play last year. He was a healthy scratch every week. Yeah, they made him a healthy scratch every week. They just didn't want him to play.
That makes sense.
He was
okay.
The NFL had to suspend him, so he could have played. They just didn't want him to play, and he didn't want to be there because with the coaching change, they didn't give him any input on a new coach. So he was kind of feeling some type of way. So he wanted to be traded.
Yo, your phone sound wild.
No, that's his
when all
phone.
the shit happened.
Right.
That's when all the
No, it's not.
So they was like, well, now
It's his phone.
Yeah.
Hey, Anthony, that's your shit. Hey, Anthony, your shit sound wild, Anthony. I can't hear you.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
a
my
little
bad.
bit. It sound wild.
Yeah, it go in and
No,
out
you're
a
right.
bit.
Yeah, that's clarity, Anthony.
That makes way more sense to me. But go ahead, Anthony. My fault. Go ahead. I'm cutting you off.
Oh no, that was just it. I just wanted to clear that up a little bit because I kept up with him, because I'm big in fantasy football, so that's what kept me up on the situation. But yeah, he was right. Distracted every week.
Yeah.
So he was
trying to get traded, right? He was trying to get traded, right? He didn't want to play for me, right?
Yeah, exactly. He felt like they was on
that
that slave owner shit, and he was like, I'm not fucking with these white boys. I'm gone. And I'm not. He refused to play another down. But when all the shit came out, I thought that he was on the commissioner's exempt list. I didn't know he just wasn't playing because he still wasn't fucking with him. I thought that they had overrid all that, like, yo, you're not playing either way. But it makes sense now. They're gonna go and try to suspend him now because I just didn't know all that shit happened. So it makes way more sense now.
But I double jeopardy for me, yo. Like I done already went through the process, yo. And the process said I'm not a criminal, yo. I can't go to jail, yo. And whatever went on, it must have been consensual. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers was trying to get the money grab. Like, it's just crazy. Yo, like, what did I do?
Well, see, the thing with the league, the thing with the NFL, what they be tripping on is that anything that's detrimental to the league, that bullshit there. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to get into any trouble or anything. If you do anything that makes the league itself look bad or your team, they got the right to suspend you.
No, it's called Russia, my nigga.
No, I'm just saying that that's what the process is. That's how they do, because that's what they did with Zeke. See, when you brought up Zeke, when I think that was Vance brought up Zeke. See, they dragged that situation on for half the season, dude, and then like week 9, they gave him 6 games. You know what I'm saying? But he never got arrested or charged for anything.
Right.
But all they kept saying was, detrimental actions detrimental to the league. So whatever you do to make the league itself look bad, they don't need no laws. They got their own investigative department, dude.
Right. I said it's called Russia and China is what I said.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm trying
That's
to
what
tell
it
you.
is.
Because it wouldn't be like that if the league was 80% white people. That shit wouldn't go down like that, bro. Because the shit is unfair. So I got some crazy maniac broad wilding out on me. You know what I'm saying? And you give me 6 games. You know what I'm saying? Like, get the fuck out of here with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a millionaire. Hold on, bro. I'm a millionaire, yo. And motherfuckers be trying to get the money grab. So, like, T.I. and them, those false accusations, right? So you saying I got to lose half my salary if I was T.I. and them in the real world? That's fucking Russia, yo. Like, knock it off. It's like, it's the slave plantation shit, yo. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying stop watching this shit. I ain't saying that because shit, as long as the players playing, I'm watching. Now, if they stop playing and they try to bring in some other, I ain't gonna watch it. I'm with y'all niggas. But that's Russia, yo. Like, they ain't doing that. Find a sport. How about hockey, my nigga? They stop it. Like, come on, yo. Hockey, can you damn near kill a motherfucking hockey? Think about that. The nigga in Atlanta, the nigga killed somebody, yo, driving a car in hockey. And he ain't even get suspended out the league, yo. You hear what I'm saying, right? Remember in Atlanta, the hockey player, yo, killed the lady drinking it. Remember that, yo? Y'all remember that? That nigga didn't lose his whole thing. The dude, huh?
Who you talking about, huh? What'd you say? Say it again.
Man, the hockey player in Atlanta. Hit somebody drunk in the drive. This nigga went back to playing hockey. The dude in the NFL killed somebody, right?
Yeah,
You'll never hear from that nigga again. He's done.
No,
I ain't talking about Star Wars. I'm talking about last year, remember?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Receiver. Right?
Yeah, he played for the Raiders.
That was Henry Ruggs for the Raiders. Henry Ruggs.
Yeah, he done.
Yeah.
Where he at?
Right,
who heard from him? Where's Elmo at? Where's he at? Right. But the hockey player did the same thing and was reinstituted into, like, come on, yo, like, baby, I don't know if it's just a double standard, yo, or why, like the rules, that there is no guaranteed contracts. Right now, the court, watch this. So who first started getting the guaranteed contracts in the NFL, yo?
Kirk Cousins.
Wow.
That's right.
The quarterback.
Was it Sam Bradford? I think it may have been Sam Bradford, dog.
The quarterback position, right?
Sam Bradford they changed the motherfucking rules for him. They said we're not paying him like
shit. They changed the rules for Sam Bradford. Sam Bradford killed him.
He killed him.
But Kirk Cousins took Sam Bradford playbook. Sam Bradford killed him for years, dog. And they changed the rules with Jamarcus Russell back in, what was that, the 90s or early 2000s, came out of LSU. They gave him a fully guaranteed quarterback, 70-some million, dude, and ain't play a damn dime.
So hold on. So watch how it go. When the nigga take advantage of the rules change.
They change.
When the white boy take advantage of the rule, it becomes the precedent. So the quarterback position is starting to be guaranteed. Okay? Who's the majority players to play the quarterback position? Well, the argument is, they don't get hurt that much, so that's why we guarantee. I see that. I can see that, right? But man, DBs don't get hurt like that neither, right? Nope. So, man, it's interesting, but the whole shit is interesting, man. You know what I mean? A certain amount of that money should be, I guess a certain amount of money is guaranteed, right? But it's not like the NBA. Now, the NBA, yo, yeah, they treating people all the way right. But football, I guess, is an injury waiting to happen. So,
well, with the quarterback situation, guys, you see more. It's a predominantly white quarterback, and they try to push it. Position, and they try to push it as in that light. But when you break down the X's and O's, that's the most important man on the field because he touched the ball every offensive snap, just about. So the quarterback, your quarterback.
That's shit. You don't catch that
quarterback, dog.
You can't do nothing without somebody gonna catch the motherfucker.
And he can't do nothing without nobody blocking. See, football is the ultimate team sport, bro. But
I like to hear it that way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's the ultimate team sport. You got 5 offensive linemen. They got the operators one. It's one unit within a unit of 11. You know what I'm saying? You got, if your wide receiver don't make his block, guess what? 9 times out of 10, the running back ain't gonna break that run on the edge for 20 or 30 yards. But the wide receiver get his block, ain't no telling what's gonna happen. So it's the ultimate team sport. But within that sport, the quarterback got to touch the ball every 90% of the snap that she running trick plays.
So you think? So let me get this straight, though. You got to be somebody like Barry Sanders, though, yo, that ain't getting no fucking blocking, right? And still did what he did, right? So you saying that So I'm saying they say that the quarterback is the most important person, but have a fucked up lineman, yo.
I know. It's a lot of quarterbacks that had.
Nah, pay everybody, yo. Fuck all that. Everybody important to football, yo.
I'm with you. I'm just speaking on why they push the quarterback the way they do.
Yeah, I don't believe it. I don't believe them. Yeah, I hear you. I don't believe it.
Hey, yo, they said everybody in the chat mad. They said they want to talk about Egypt. They don't know what we're talking about right now.
I ain't talking about no damn Egypt.
I tell you in there. I'm about to put the link in there. Y'all hit the link. Hop on here, Haskell.
They don't want to talk about Egypt. I tell you that interesting conversation we had last night on Golf Fields. Hey, Danny, I see you though. Yeah, I see you. Yeah, I see you. Y'all keep jumping out the window, yo. I see you. All right. So yeah, that conversation yesterday for me, I felt like everybody had valid points. I felt like Raw Boy points was very valid, right? I felt like Asal points was very valid. And I felt like Wujah point was very valid. And they agreed that what Raw Boy was saying was actually valid.
I got some further explanation on it from Rabbon. Rabbon was strictly saying that you can't just say you African because there's a precedence in law. So I'm waiting for that to see that, right? But for my money, I don't believe none of y'all revolutionary niggas when y'all start talking about that shit. Because like I said, let's look at Brittany Griner and then let's look at Mos Def. Mos Def talked all that more science shit, got his ass over in Morocco somewhere without a fucking note. Was it South Africa? What was it at? And couldn't get back home. He was crying American at that point to get back home. If you was in a situation like Brittany Griner, right? All that ideology, all that, you got your freedom of choice to be what you want to be, you can be. So I'm saying that the Hebrews that's on the corners of in Baltimore, New York, and New Jersey, and cities in North America, that's hollering and screaming at Hebrews, if they're in a situation abroad, bro, they're gonna instantly be Americans. They're gonna pull out that license, they pull out that passport, and you ain't gonna hear them talk none of that extraordinary shit. But why would that be? Because reality always set in. You can play Hebrew Israelite right up to the time that rent is due. You can play super duper Africa and the Africans can do every goddamn thing right until science come in and say, nah, they couldn't have did that. See, where the rubber meets the road is what I always like to talk about. So yes, we have a freedom of choice. And for my money, I feel like, right, that we should be tied to Africa in certain things. I teach my kids, right, about their heritage, where they came from, the transcontinental kidnapping trade, okay? But I also teach them that, goddamn, your ancestors helped build this motherfucker, and you just as much as an American as anybody else. Did you deserve everything that everybody get in this motherfucker? And don't let nobody take that from you. Don't let nobody, there's that word, don't let nobody say they're gonna take something from you, and don't let nobody take nothing from you. So being American is essential. Understanding how it is to be an American is an essential trait that we got to give our children, because the whole revolutionary shit go out the door. It just goes right out the door. When you look up and you look at that map of Africa, right? Because we was having that discussion today, Vance, right or wrong, about the map.
Yes, we were.
All right. So when you watch this, y'all, let me show you where the rubber meet the motherfucking road. When you look at that map of Africa, yo, and we argue over sub-Saharan Africa, argue over Middle East, yo, check this out. That's all those maps are geopolitical with these boundaries are forced upon indigenous people. So if you don't got the strength in the politics in the army, right, to even draw lines on a place that you say is yours, nigga, that's where the rubber meets the road. Because you're gonna need an army to change those borders, right? You're gonna need that. Oh, Egypt is the Middle East. Yeah. Why? Because they said so. The same reason the Hebrews is the chosen of God. You know why? Because the Jewish community wrote it and said so, and they have the power to back that. Essential. So those little borders you see in Africa, right, is put there by colonial powers. So to get those boundaries, like the shit went right down people's families. Now on Monday you do this, on Sunday you this now. Half your family this, half your family that. Yeah, they did that. They drew those lines and those boundaries. I find this shit very old. Oh, now watch this. No, the Egyptians, no. They ain't sub-Saharan Africa. No. See, they below the line. And if you below the line, you're a Negro. And if you're a Negro, you know what I'm saying? You're not smart enough to be an Egyptian. Oh, no, niggas, no. You couldn't have walked up to the smart place that the white people built called Egypt. You couldn't have walked up there. No, because all the black people that we deem to be black people, Negroes, their feet is stuck in concrete and they don't migrate like the rest of the Homo sapiens do. They don't walk. They don't have friends. They don't do that. No. But the white people, they can go where they want to go. They can build fortresses in what they calling, quote unquote, what? Nubia. Yeah, they can do all that. Boy, I got a lot of fire coming. Oh yeah, that's an Egyptian fort. No, that was really an Egyptian, a Nubian temple. Yeah, they fucked that up. So how many times did they do that? Right? See, so yeah, we always know what it is around here. We completely understand the situation. We completely understand words and terms and how, you know what I'm saying, they work in the favor. Middle East. So now, yeah, Egypt is Middle East. Watch this. Soon as you say, yeah, Egypt is Middle East, then Middle Eastern people built Egypt. Think about how they go. So yeah, so the people that's in there today is the ancient population, right? But the people in there today follow a Middle Eastern culture. See the confusion? And people use that to their advantage. Those social political borders. Huh. Fun. Yeah, funny as a motherfucker. Go ahead, though, Van.
Oh no, you got it. Ain't nobody else got nothing to say. Google Scholar Truth Ministry. I know you down there in Mexico getting it in. What's up?
Yeah, Mexico.
Nah, actually, I'm back up here till like mid-April. Yeah, I came back for the month of March.
What you been on new? I know you got something to kick, or you just chilling?
Oh no, I'm trying to do a couple different things. Like I'm saying, I got one thing I'm trying to do with the politics. I'm trying to like literally each candidate that's running in Maryland, I'm trying to actually do a show on them. You know what I mean? Just act, so everybody, when they go to the polls, they know exactly who is running instead of it being like a multiple choice question. You know what I mean? Like a multiple choice test when you go to the polls. Nobody ever knows what who these names are. Like you got judges that's running that nobody ever knows who the judges is. They don't show that on the news. They don't show none of that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just build a platform just to show who's running for office and to get people to know what they're about. Like you got a couple people that like Dan Cox, he all the way anti-mask, anti-vaccine. He all the way pseudo. You know what I mean? And if he get into office, we gonna be fucked as black people because he all the way white supremacist. So there's a lot of things that I'm just trying to show people, like get people involved in politics, because I believe that's like the only weapon we really got to fight against white supremacy.
That's
politics. I used to end it with the politics. Politics, but you got to play in the game. That's the game. That's the foundation to get shit moving and going. That's the difference between having red lights at every fucking intersection and having some shit in the middle of the street to say stop that you can't even see.
It get deeper than that too, yo. Think about it like this. You know how everybody talk about having a revolution. They think they got to go out and shoot a gun and fight people and all this stuff. When the biggest weapon that we got is voting. You see what I'm saying? If we vote ourselves, if we start finding our own candidates, voting for our own candidates, putting our own candidates in office, now we control the politics in our cities. And if we get big enough and go to the federal level, we can control the whole country, which means we'll control the military, we control everything. Just by voting our people in.
Nah, yo, we only got 50 million, yo. You ain't doing that in the place with 200.
No. It's enough. Trust me, it's enough Europeans. It's enough white folk that's tired of the bullshit too.
Nah,
all the races is trunkins. Yeah.
I don't know. That ain't controlling. I don't know about that nigga. They whip out the army first, my nigga.
Nah, not if we control it though. My thing is, if we control the army, how they gonna whip it out? Because we control. If we control the officers, we control the army.
Yeah, we got some strong. I think we can at least be as strong as the Jewish community, yo. I think anything else, yo, you done went too far, yo. I think you went a little bit too far there.
Nah, I dream big, yo. So if I fall short, at least I'm somewhere.
Yeah. We're gonna control the country. Yeah.
Hey,
I think
what's
it's possible
up?
though.
What's going on? What's up?
Hey, remember the accusation of I hate to go back, but remember the accusation of Ben Rosenberger raping women?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
They really never brought it up like how they brought it up. You know, other black players or nothing like that. It wasn't on the news, and he was accused of raping at least 3 of them, 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, you're right. And it was, and at that
Yep.
time, you can get away with way more than you could now. And just imagine being a white quarterback. I think had he won the Super Bowl at that time, like he would have been ultimately protected. They would have protected him like he was the golden child, because that's how he would have been looked at that time through the world.
And
Go
also,
ahead.
wasn't it Porzingis, the New York basketball player when he
Absolutely
when he was singing
curse steps?
Yeah,
Yep.
he got away with murder. I mean, not murder, but for rape. I think it was a black girl, a black African American woman.
He hasn't even, since that accusation, he's bounced on a couple teams, and he just hasn't even been able to get it right since that accusation.
Right, that's true. You're right about that.
So what's the difference between Ray Rice and Ben Roethlisberger?
Camera. That's it.
Well, Ben was more popular.
Now the difference was Ben brought the tape.
Ben did what?
Exactly.
Brought the tape out the bar, nigga. They went back to get the tape. They like, ain't no tape. We don't got no tape. It was gone. Ray Rice didn't pay the money for the tape. Nigga spend $1 million on the tape. Nigga, get that nigga the tape. Give me the tape. He left the tape in that motherfucker, yo. Boy, I tell you, we don't even know how to do it for real with that. Yeah, Ben took that tape out the joint. Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. At that time, you can get away with a lot more shit than you can get away with now. There was no social media.
But you know, like all the time, it's not that simple. It's not. I'm just saying, yo, the race relations, yo, is so complicated, yo. Like, and then you got people using the race card on shit. Like we do it when we have these conversations. Like the prime example is the Dogon, yo. Like, you know, people, you know what I'm saying, and having conversations for the last 15 years of me hearing the Dogon, yo, it's always, well, white people aren't allowing our genius to come through. You know what I'm saying? And like y'all know the mantra. Yo, the hidden history. They hid our history. And I'm thinking, yeah, they hid the history in a secret vault called the library. You know what I'm saying? Like it never was hidden. Like I know if you know where to go get the information, then the information is there. It never actually was hidden. And people make money off of that. That's a mantra, the hidden history. So here's a rule. Whenever you hear shit called the hidden history, you know they're lying. Lying. And so people use, right, white people did this. They're not letting our African genius come through. They're not recognizing it. They saying we primitive. Yeah, that's a game, y'all. That's the same game Malachi York used. He used that game. That's his game. That's what trapped me right there. Yeah, that's right, man. The white person. Yep. And it make you misstep, right? It don't allow you to look at the whole playing field. You only look at half the field. See, the game is played on a 100-yard field, right? But when you go blackology, yo, you only playing the game, you know what I'm saying? You stop thinking after 50 yards. And that's a problem. So blackology actually cuts the field off for you. Okay? I get it. It cuts the field off, but the game is played on the 100-yard field, yo. Simple as that, yo. You can never cut the field off. You got to always look, you know what I mean, the whole way through to make sure these decisions you're making is right. So yes, we dove into do they actually know certain things, and was it racism, right? We talk about the matter of the Egyptians. Like what tool was used to study Egypt? They call it Egyptology, right? What was the governing systems governing Egyptology? Scientific racism, right? So that's not playing a race card. That's the reality of what it was. It was set in an environment. Watch this. Egyptology was set in an environment, okay, that was the tool to determine who was who. So when you in an environment and tools are set by the rule makers, and the rule makers themselves set the rules, are racist, how do you know they racist? Because they spearheaded the scientific racism. What's the scientific racism? The scientific racism is what fueled and gave legitimacy to the transcontinental kidnapping trade. It was the pseudoscience of the day that was taught in Harvard and Yale. Go figure that out. So it's bananas when we start barking on people like Shigant the Diops and Bill Foul-Banger and them, right? And Dr. Ben and John Jackson, right? For responding the way they responded. And then there's a lot of confusion. Watch how confused it was, right? When I was reading the Dr. Ben book for the most part, right? He was saying, watch this, that the Egyptians was African. Okay, now niggas cuss Dr. Ben out, right? Now the white boys say the Egyptians is African, right? And double down with the indigenous African, right? And ain't nobody saying now, everybody quiet and mute now. They try to tweak it. Well, not that kind of African. They try to play mind games with you. Well, they ain't that type of African. Shut the fuck up. They said indigenous homegrown African, right? You know what I'm saying? No literature say that they was just this type. Literature don't say that shit. And I ain't seen a source yet. Over this whole 6 months to 7 months of arguing, I ain't get to see that, right? So when Dr. Ben said it, oh, he was saying they was black, he was black. Yeah, but last time I checked, black was indigenous to be, what was indicative to being African. Yeah, well, ain't no race. Okay, well, if there ain't no race, I get it. Then we'll take the term black off and we'll just stay with African. We still win. We win if they black, we win if they African. They just try to make you lose by acting like we talking about North African. Well, wait a minute. Egypt is a Northeast African population. Fucking bananas. Where does the rubber meet the road?
Yeah, interesting. Chef, where you at? I don't want to dip. I think I'm the host. Who the fuck? I don't make sure I don't cut the stream off.
Well, how long we been rocking though? We always just Friday night, nigga.
No,
I got the what?
It ain't been that long.
I got the wait till I come with the presentation. So if I'm talking about racism, nigga, I'm gonna come show you what the racism was, step by step.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I
think that was a great show on that. Right. And I feel like people thinking that the Dogon, right, was characterized through racism, yo. I think they should be able to show it at the same level, yo. You know what I'm saying? If we're gonna be preaching this is the way something needs to be, then I need to see that standard right there. I need to see how racism stopped people from seeing what the Dogon could actually do. Because I can show you how racism stopped us from understanding who the fucking Egyptian was, right? Who the Nubians was anachronistic. That ain't even that fucking nobody even called nobody that shit. And made that shit up. A group, B group, C group. It's some rides in the ass shit. Another way of taking a nigga name from him. Always taking a nigga name. Yo, because the name what? What's the name? And niggas became the PAN group. PAN- group. Look it up. PAN- group. These niggas come all the way from Etria. You know what I'm saying? They all over Etria, all over Nubia, all over Egypt, all the way from the motherfucking Delta, all the way down to the second, third cataract. These PAN group culture. Who the fuck is that? Who are these people? Who are these numerous people that are all over the place that's been relegated to the PAN group? No name. Funny. Funny guys, man. Funny guys.
Yeah.
Hey, but the Nubians and the Egyptians was different nations. Yeah, of course they was. But we trying to fix it. So in the middle of the fix show, niggas be trying to trick us. They be trying. So So of course they're two different nations. Of course they are. But what's the but? It came out of the same population. So watch this. This is shit I never understood, and maybe somebody can explain it to me. If they came out of the same population in the Green Sahara, right? And 1,000 years later on and now, one becomes the Egyptian and one becomes Kerma, right? Or the A group, right? How is it that you proclaim that the group that was in the southern part is the Negro, is the Sub-Saharan African, but the group that would go on to form Upper and Lower Egypt was somebody else? Wow, there's a motherfucker right there, yo. And people act like they don't understand when I'm saying when I say what I say. I'm going to say it real slow. How is it that the experts today have proven and verified that the cultures that would later on form Egypt and what they're calling Nubia came from the same population and later on would form Egypt and Nubia? How is it that the southern population is the niggas and the northern population is somebody else? Could it be possible that none of them was niggas, right? And they just was human beings living on a river, coming out of the same population, moving based off of climate conditions that forced Homo sapiens sapiens, indigenous Africans, to a river source, and based off their ecology and based off of biological human evolution, transformed to those environments, transformed to what they call in Zone 1 and Zone 2. Could that be possible on the same river? No, it's not possible. The niggas was in concrete and they never moved. They was, no. Here's the narrative that was always fake. The narrative that was always fake was Egypt was the most powerful civilization on the river. Okay? The truth is that the niggas, which they call, the Sub-Saharan Africa, was on par with the Egyptians. They were rivals, they were friends, and they were deeply intertwined. That's the truth. Oh, whoa. Don't say it. Don't say they was rivals, and don't say they was on par. To keep the separation narrative, you got to say that the greatest kingdom, and black people keep this up, because black people will not admit that the Nubians was at the same level as the Egyptians, and that the oldest finds show you that the culture literally come from there, right? Nobody will admit that, but wait a minute. Do not say it. Do not say they was on the same level. Do not say they had the same trading power. Don't say it. Because now if you say it, now you just said that niggers is intertwined with the other people. From the beginning to the motherfucking end. Oh, we're gonna bring DNA. Now DNA will unravel that, and all of a sudden we back to different populations. Do y'all see the game and the trick being played right here? That's how you misuse DNA. How does DNA unravel the same population coming out the motherfucking same spot, dog? What's good?
Now your opposition is riding on what's the name? What's the dude do the DNA? Ozossi, he from Chicago.
Goes.
Huh?
And goes.
The one who do the DNA from Chicago. What's his name? Gozi.
I said go.
Okay, yeah. Gozi, after that presentation you made, he came on. He said there's old like Levant in the southern, I mean DNA or something in the old Levant to make your opposition think that he's actually saying that they were European. I mean, they were Middle Eastern, because there's old snips down in the southern region of Egypt that that give the impression that it was different than sub-Saharan Africa.
Well, so you find them same snips in West Africa. So now what? What's the point?
Okay.
You get it, like how is that? What is that? Right? And the funny part about that is, right? Well, I understand it goes in stands. Most people don't even get. They think they're gonna. They don't. When the information I read from the Brooklyn Museum, they hit you with the no light-skinned outside person helped form Egypt. So they cut that off. So even if you did come from the outside, you wasn't the mechanism that pushed it forward. That doesn't mean that outside people didn't come. See, this is what we gotta know. Just because you got them snips there, don't mean that those were the authors of the civilization, bro. And that's the reality of what we're saying. That's what the experts are saying. Don't try that. Don't try to make it seem like some foreign light-skinned people made Egypt. That's not so. They didn't say that foreign people wasn't coming in and was not incorporated into the goddamn Egyptian system. Just like at times, Nubians is considered foreigners to the Egyptians. That doesn't mean that they wasn't there help build Egypt. Yeah, I mean, so like what we know what the literature said. See, and the literature clearly states. But y'all think I'm finished? Y'all think I don't got all the silos? Y'all don't think the B-52s, you know what I'm saying, and the jamming system, all that ain't ready to go? Nah, I'm waiting for the response to the Brooklyn Museum. Everybody quiet as a mouse on it. Everybody proclaiming victory, but y'all ain't seeing that. Yeah, next up, the motherfucking back migration and the racism. I'm going piece by piece. So by the time I'm finished, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers just go ahead and talk themselves to death. Yeah, I'm not arguing with people. I'm not doing it. I'm not arguing over the Dogon, being able to understand the elements before they even knew what the fucking element chart was. I'm not arguing that. Why would I do that? That caused a rift. That caused niggas to get outside their fucking body, yo.
Hey,
so I ain't doing it, dog.
Do you believe, like you were saying last week or so, that it is time for our scholar in the conscious community to go against these scholars? You think it's time, right? Pretty much.
They've already done it.
They did it. They did it.
That's why Black Studies came out. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason for Black Studies. And that's what they did. This shit was done like back in the 90s, man.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
That's what I said before. If you're new to the conversation, you definitely have to acknowledge the scientific racism first. You have to acknowledge that first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. I knew about Leonard Jeffrey battling in the 80s and stuff like that. No, I'm talking about Uncle. I was saying Uncle was saying like Asar Imhotep should be. He wanted to see Asar Imhotep. I think it was the linguistic portion, right? Pretty much.
Yeah. He said he was in there. He said his shit is in there. I'm just saying it ain't made enough bubble. It ain't bubble enough. You know what I'm saying? It ain't, it's obvious. It ain't bubbling up. But it take that shit might be 10, 20 years from now. Yo, look, niggas was calling Dr. Ben and them Diabs and them stupid, yo. When they was saying they was indigenous Africans, yo. And you're like, most niggas ain't even read a Dr. Ben book. The nigga constantly said, yo, you rarely hear the nigga say African American in that book, yo. He proclaimed that he did the African American. You know what the African American do, yo? We accept the whole of Africa, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like a continental African don't do that. It's like, what? I ain't no motherfucking Moroccan. I ain't no motherfucking Khoisan. I'm Nigerian. I'm this, I'm that. I'm not that. But the African American, we proclaim all that, all Africa. You know what I'm saying? We do like the scientists do. The scientists say they're African and not African. So how can I make the statement that fundamentally speaking, all humans are African? How can I say that? And then say they are African and non-African. How can I make that statement? How can both of those statements be true? So the African American, yo, we say, like scientists says, that African, homegrown African. We say we celebrate all of Africa. We celebrate all the homegrown Africa. Scientists says that they're African and non-African. That's what African Americans do. But continental Africans don't say that. Asar Hotep put out a great point. He said the real Africans, watch this, are the African Americans. He's right, because we the only one that say the whole continent is ours. So we are real African Americans, yo. That's the truth, yo. That's funny.
Yeah, my bloodline, my people from Liberia, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my grandmother, sister, the youngest one, who passed away last year, she was 95. She don't even claim Liberia. She claimed a place in Liberia called Amadou Town, where her grandfather built this town. She don't even know Liberia. She just know particularly where she's from is Amadou Town. She don't know nothing about Liberia. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, it's crazy. Wow.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Yo, all right. So, which area was populated first, as far as the Sahara, Nubia area, or Egypt? Which area was populated first?
What time period we talking about?
As far as when we talk about how the Nubian people, they migrated, and helped created Egypt. You know what I'm saying?
Migrating and help create Egypt. I don't think it's that
well,
simple
not
like
migrating.
that.
Let me say go up to now and help, build Egypt.
I was with the time period that they come out of Sahara, you're looking at like 5,500.
Okay.
And they actually got archaeological surveys to show you where the majority of the people, watch this, yo, when they come out the Sahara, right, the majority of people actually are on between, watch this, yo, between Upper Egypt, the southern portion of Upper Egypt, and let's see, the southern portion of Upper Egypt and Sudan, right? I pull this shit up all the time. And niggas act like I ain't pulling shit up all the time. Watch this. And everybody ignored it. Everybody laughed. Hee hee, ha ha, kiki, oh. Everybody did all that stupid shit, right? Now motherfuckers see the value of what the fuck I was doing. Here, let me see if I can share my screen. That's the point right here. Can y'all see it?
Yeah.
Screen share on? So you see, before 8,000 years ago, where's everybody at, yo? Look, it's right, that first map A. Remember, the borders is added for context. All right? But during 8,000, before 8,500, the majority of people, right, except for 4 sites, is right there in the southern portion. And all this shit is in what they would call Upper Egypt. Look at that. There's no peak. Look, no matter what you say, yo, there's no archaeological surveys at this time period of anybody being right there, yo. Let's look to the Sinai Peninsula, yo. Nope. Now, let's come to 8,000 and 7,000 years ago. Then you see this shit green again, and look, the people spread out. Right? Let's look at the Sinai Peninsula. Nobody on that motherfucker. They spread out. Now let's go from 7,000 to 5,300 BCE. Look at the population. ABC, we look 7,000, 5,300. There's no motherfucking Egypt and Nubia yet at 5,000. That's not there yet. Now let's go to 5,300 to 3,000 BCE, which you still don't got Egypt yet. But look at the people. Look where they cluster at. These people migrating back and forth as all living organisms would do, are looking for food, finding the best areas to have baby, yo, and survivability, yo. It's always been right there in front of our face, yo. But we just ignored the archaeological record. We just ignored what the elders was trying to say. And then, of course, at times with the elders, they overemphasize shit. But goddamn it, they only had what they had. But what they did say was, and niggas gotta restore their books. What they did say was that they was motherfucking homegrown Africans. That's what they did say. Now academia says just that. And they don't say they was North African. They say they was homegrown Africans. And I'm gonna show you why tonight, even tonight or tomorrow. I'm gonna show you why they don't just say they North Africans, yo. Like, we got that homework, yo. Underestimation is a motherfucker.
Word. I appreciate
there
that.
you go.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, that's an archaeology. I'll make sure that's in the chat, man. I'm gonna make sure y'all have that, man. That's the climate change and showing how the desertification came in, and it's a hold on, man. I want to also give y'all I can, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers be trying to mess up the daggone let me see, hold on 1 second, man. I'm gonna kind of put this in here for y'all, man. A few things I think everybody should just familiarize themselves with, man, in this conversation. Yeah, this is also a good one right here. Let me get this straight. Y'all see the screen, right?
Yep.
Yeah, all right. Major sites, see this? See, this is major sites of the Paleolithic and a geoarchaeological field work. All right, Eastern Sahara, 1980 to 2018. All right. Look at that. Look at here. Pay close attention, man. All right. This is good work right here, man. Sediment history of the Eastern Sahara, University of what's this? Collagen. All right, look these sources up. The Arizona, University of Berlin. All right, get them our way to Europe, University of look, hold on. University of College, and look at it. Yeah, get all them sources, man. Start reading that material right there, man. Then at the bottom of the screen right here. Cropland. S. Cropland. So who is S. Cropland? Go to his website. Who is this? This is the guy that was digging in the Green Sahara. He the Green Sahara, man, yo. They lived in the Sahara, yo, back and forth. All right? Yeah. That's the head buster right there. All right, but look how long it took to bring the work forward. Yo, you working at 30 years. It take 30 years to listen to the bullshit before you can bring that shit out. So it takes time, yo. And a lot of people have made decisions based off of old information that's been overturned, yo. So you outdated if you're talking about Mediterranean, Middle East, and all that in terms of Egypt. Yo, the new thing is a homegrown indigenous society. The same thing UNESCO said, right? So you got people saying they agree, but then you hear them talking about the outside shit, which is crazy. It doesn't mean the outside people didn't come in. It doesn't mean that. But there you go. That's serious sources for y'all right there. Understand what you're looking at right there, yo. You can get the piece.
I got a quick question now, brother.
Listen.
So, okay, this I know way back, it was a source presented that had something to do with some mummies or something like that.
Yeah.
And everybody was going through it. But if I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm wrong, didn't that source say don't try to make a final conclusion based off of the material they had because it wasn't enough? Was it something like that?
Yeah, it said it. Yeah, it says not. It said the mummies in that area wasn't indicative of the whole population of Egypt and the history of Egypt. We said so you can't use it for that. You can't use it to say that. And everybody used it for months to do exactly what the experts say you could use it for. And that's the part I never understood, yo. I could never understand that. Yeah, I never understood that, yo. I just never understood that, yo.
So this is what you're presenting now is, I don't know if it ties into that actual study, but it's one of the reasons why you actually shouldn't do it, right? Because they stated that don't try to come to a final conclusion. In so many words, I don't know it word verbatim, but that's the understanding I got from it. So
they gotta sell papers though, yo. They got to sell papers. The internet grabs onto it. The researcher gets a lot of acclaim. It's all in the title, You get it? But the authors themselves tell you don't do it, but everybody else do. It's crazy. Yeah, they do it. Yeah, because we churn. The racists want to act like, yeah, and then the people who want to act like they, we all use it for our reasons, When the fucking author tell you don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. Yeah. This shit is complex. They realized it was kind of complex. Now we know. Now watch this. How about this, yo? What about this shit that they thought was Egyptian? Now they realize was Nubian, yo. Like for 30, 40 years, yo, they were saying this was Egyptian and they realized it was Nubian. What about that shit? We ain't even talked about that yet. Where's that conversation at? I'm going to say it again. That shit that over the last 100 years they were saying was Egyptian, now today they realize it was really Nubian. What about that? How about that? How they say, how about that? I should get that and read that.
Hey brother, did you see Unk's presentation with the museum?
That's Ant. I'm pretty sure Anthony saw that, yo.
Oh yeah. I saw you talking about the information from the Brooklyn Museum now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, that was enough for me. Maybe I'm wrong or crazy, but I could be wrong. I'm not I'm up on the conversation, not the information. But that was good information for me.
Shit, that was good enough right there. I mean, after all the shit we've heard, that one just blew it out of the water. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the conversation goes ahead actually didn't change that. The museum was talking about specific things, yo.
He wasn't gonna come, huh? You just left?
Say that again, Al? Say that again. You say you changed the conversation?
No, I said the information in Ngozi, because I've seen video
I think I put
that Ngozi helped put together. It verifies what the museum says.
Check the box real quick. There, the box. No, I don't got it.
Loud.
Oh, yeah. All right, cool. I'm doing fine. How
you got me.
Y'all making drug deals on live? Dang.
Hell no, y'all funny as hell with that, yo.
American dream. Uh-oh.
Skip Gates.
Call him Skip Gates. That man alone, yo.
Peace. What's happening, yo?
Hey, yo, what's up?
What's good?
Here y'all go. Again, the work of Stephen Copeland. 30 years of research shows Stephen Copeland has conducted expeditions to dozens of sites in the Eastern Sahara. His research has helped to reveal the human past of what is today one of the dry spots on the planet. These sites he visited right here. Wadi Hawa. All right. A dry river was once, watch this, a now major tributary from the Sahara. That's down at the bottom in red. Y'all see that in red. Look at the green spot. Western Nubian Paleo Lake. Deposits reveal that a large lake, 5,000 kilometers in size, once existed in the Eastern Sahara. What's this lake right here? Oh, this is another lake, Ungaga Lakes. All right, declared a World Heritage Site in July 2012. Lakes contain sediment deposits with rich record of past climate change. All right, Glyph Kiber Plateau. All right, y'all should know it as the Cave of Swimmers, right? One of the first places studied by Copeland. It acted as an ecological refuge long after the surrounding Sahara dried out. Okay, so that's where's it at? In the Western Desert, right? Okay, who's there? Yeah, right. Yeah, see, the niggas. All right, how do we know? Right there in the same area of not the plight. And they say they niggas. I mean, I don't agree with them saying they niggas or Negroes. I don't agree with that. That's not science. I mean, but if the game gonna be played, how they want to play the game? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, always been there, never not been there. Look. But, you know, it's what it is.
Nobody got nothing to say. Go ahead, Dream. American Dream. I know you got something.
Yeah, peace, y'all. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I wanted to ask a question actually about the Brooklyn Museum presentation that he made, if I could. And you know, I would like to frame it if I can as well, because you know we kind of I think nowadays we're going through what people call like a woke phase, where you know if you a lot of stuff is being redefined. The term gender is being redefined. Sex is being redefined. Even you know, some would even say race is being redefined. Like we're just changing how we look at a lot of things, and it's coming from like for lack of a better term, from like a woke place. And so you know, the presentation that Aunt made in the presentation itself, it spoke about trying to that they were trying to fix some of the stuff that that was put in place because of racist and racism. And you know, it said that a lot of what was taught about history was coming from a racist perspective. Like they put like a very racist twist on things to make it appear as if Black people had no contribution to Egypt. And so what I'm wondering is in the same vein, is it possible that trying to make it seem as if there's more Blackness in Egypt, can we say that that's coming from a woke place where there's this woke agenda as well? The same way race agenda to put their twist on it. Is it possible that this new push to make Africa seem less white can be coming from just a woke agenda as well? Especially that, you know, it's coming out of the Brooklyn Museum, and you know, New York is a very liberal and, you know, left-wing state. So I'm just wondering if it's possible that some of that could even be happening.
Quick question.
Well.
Why you mean in the Brooklyn Museum? No, that's not gonna happen in the Brooklyn Museum. That's not what's happening right there. But yeah, it can happen amongst us. They do too much. But remember, everything is in response. You know, sometimes a motherfucker hit you in the mouth and you kick him in the head. You know what I'm saying? Like your response, you really went far. So, you know, a lot of times with the Black Archaeology, you went too far. I can agree. But now they're getting it right. They actually using science. So they real science. And so they getting a real grasp on it. You get that? So that mistake won't happen again where you make it something that is not. So no academia is saying that they Black. No one's using that because that's not a scientific term, yo. They're saying homegrown indigenous Africans, Northeast Africa, to be specific, right? So that's really what's good. But I hear what you're saying, though. I hear you. But never forget, it's a response.
Indeed, it just for me, in a way, when I looked at it and thought about it, it kind of struck me as like, you know, coming from the same place, like the whole 1619 project, which is kind of like a rewriting of, which is being looked at, and you know, for some people it's seen as a rewriting of American history, which is coming from that woke place. And so can this whole thing of Egypt not being as white as it was Did I go mute or is everybody there? Did I go mute?
Yeah, we here.
Word, yeah. But I guess I'll just kick back. But that's just one of the things I was wondering, and whether or not, me personally, whether or not I trust it. On another note, since it doesn't seem as if people are really interested.
Wait. You said rather you trust it?
I'm sorry?
You said rather you trust the information? That's what you just said?
Yeah, like sometimes it's hard for me to just take it at face value, given just everything that's going on today, and just how dishonest people can be with everything, with information, with
Let me ask you a question. What do you know about that subject right there? What do you know about the subject to say that you can't trust it or not? As far as if Egypt had black people, or it was started by Africans from Nubia, or the Sahara.
Yeah, because I guess.
What do you think?
My issue is my concern is that I think that they're looking at the same data or the same evidence that the people that they call racist were looking at. So they're not looking at any new evidence. They're just given a different interpretation of it.
But why do you think that? Why do you think that?
Why do I think like that? Because
why do you think like that?
Happening. Because again, I see it happening in other places where I see where the definition of gender is being changed. I see where American history is kind of being rewritten. So I see a lot of rewriting going on around the place. So when I see that I'm like, is this what this is as well as just being written to make history more balanced? For whatever reason.
So let me ask you a question. Let me say this. Well, first of all, this is a scientific conversation, right?
Well, I think the discussion of looking at the evidence and saying where did these people come from, I think that's a scientific discussion. But what I'm talking about in terms of, could it be, this new interpretation, could it be just a part of the woke agenda? I don't know if that's a scientific discussion, but I think that's just,
so what if I told you
in my mouth?
What if I told you the same shit I'm talking about right now has been out since the late 90s, and we're just kind of like reintroducing it because people still getting it wrong, and the scientists out there just piling on, to make it more obvious that yes, this is a area started by Nubians or whatever. So so this information been out, so it's not like a woke thing. Like I said again, Black studies been out for a long time. It wasn't about being woke. It's about just giving the proper and correct information and showing you the racist views. You know what I mean?
Indeed. I mean,
this ain't no woke. So this is not a woke thing. Not this particular subject.
Right, sure. If you say that would have to be something that I would have to consider and say, you're right. It's not, if it's not new, it's not a part of that. And maybe they're just now presenting it for whatever reason, or maybe they presented it before and are just representing it now. But that's a good point you make.
Mm-hmm.
And also, in fairness, I do think that that for me at least, the view that presented is the view that I think personally makes more sense to me.
Can I ask American Dream a question?
Sure.
I noticed that in your example, you said aspects of American history is being rewritten. Are you able to give us a concrete example of an American history that has been rewritten or has been attempted to be rewritten?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I think I was really big when I said the 1619 project is a good example.
Yeah,
in terms,
I'm aware of the 1619 project, but what I mean is, if you could give an example, like say,
right,
like when they
I
say,
can't. What I do know, is this Google style? What I do know is that it is spoken of as a rewriting of American history, right? That's what I do know to be a fact. Exactly what they're putting in there, that and what they're rewriting, I haven't really looked into it deep enough to tell you right now off the cuff. But I think they're speaking about, they're saying things like when slavery really began in America. They're putting new dates to that. I think that's the type of stuff that it's talking about. But I was just bringing out the fact that it is said to be a rewriting of America.
Yeah, no, I get your point, and I'm aware of the discussions taking place around that. But I think what I would caution you is the framing, because the framing makes a lot of difference. The 1619 project is a legitimate effort, but there are some criticisms to it, but not all the criticisms are also legitimate. Some of it is coming from a place of people, certain people feeling that talking about the racist past of America is actually people who are trying to bring the country into disrepute, and the other side is feeling like the true history it's never been documented or spoken about. So it's a discussion and a debate. But when they frame it as trying to change the history, it's rhetoric to try to derail the conversation.
Sure, and I'm not saying that's true or false, but I was just pointing to the fact that I was just wondering whether that same rhetoric could be thrown to the Egypt stuff. But I think the other brother's response was a good response.
Yeah, no, possibly, but it's possible, but I guess you'd have to ask Ank about that. That's not my area.
No, like I said, I think the gentleman that spoke before you, I respect what he said. I'll take that. I think that's a good response.
And that's kind of how the Republicans are looking at it, right? That's how the Republicans are looking at it. Well, are you talking about CRT?
Yeah. No, well, they're talking about CRT is another one.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Right. I think, I do think that can CRT and 619 be piled in the same box? Maybe not. I don't know. But in terms of the Egyptian stuff, I don't know if Republicans talk about that stuff. I don't know if they care about that much.
No, they don't care about that.
Yeah.
But no, the 1619 and the CRT, it's not the same, but it's on the same. The rhetoric behind it is the same.
Right. I think or maybe the 1619 project may refer to CRT, or CRT may refer to, I don't know. But I think, I think people that support the 1619 project kind of by default also support CRT.
Yeah, because they're coming from basically the same place. They would be most likely pro-black people. The 1619 project is basically saying, well, even though we have good documentation of American history as it regards to slavery and what came after it, they're saying that there are things that have been either left out or minimized that should be highlighted. And the opponents are saying, no, it's fine as it is. They're just attempting to demonize. So I guess it's a balance between the two. But I think the main problem is not the debate about it. It's the rhetoric behind it,
Yeah, I think you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's the 1619 versus the 1776. Because so I think there are people who want to have America start in 1619, and then there are those who say no, America began in 1776. And that I think is probably one of the major disagreements, is It's kind of whether we can call what happened in 1619 a part of the American experiment.
I got a question for you, American Dream. I got a question for you, American Dream. Do you think that the powers that be write American history and talk about, the African American experience is writing exact? You think they got it right? You know what I mean? You think it's like, this is, what do you think about that? You think they got it right and exact when they talk about the African American experience? When we talking about history?
I mean, I guess it would kind of depend on the historian.
Just give me a general statement. Just give me a general statement. What do you think? Regardless of what historian is out there, what do you think? You think they got this shit right about the Black experience? From slavery, you know what I mean? Starting from slavery in America.
I mean, again, I think it would depend on who you're talking about. Like, what you're asking me is so broad.
I'm making a broad statement, so I want you to make a broad statement. You could be like, yeah, on a totality, yes, they do it right. On a totality, nah, they ain't getting that shit right. So that's why we got to come back and do this, because you call it the woke thing. So I'm just saying, do you think that the woke thing is warranted, or you think that America got it right when they're talking about the Black slave experience going on in Jim Crow, blah, blah, blah? What you learn in school, you know what I'm saying? Are they right? You know what I'm saying? Are they getting it right?
Yeah, I think for the most part, they're getting it right. I think especially what they teach in public schools, I think, it's kind of broad. And I think if you know
Christopher Columbus was a hero.
Christopher Columbus was a hero.
That's what they teach in school?
That Christopher Columbus, I don't know if they teach that he was a hero. I think they teach that he discovered
they got
America.
a whole day. It's called Christopher Columbus Day.
Because he discovered America. I don't know if they say because he's a hero. I think it's because he discovered America.
All right, let me ask in a different way. Should a man that cut off the hands of Native Americans be considered a national? I ain't gonna say hero. I want to say hero because that's what he is, a national hero. But should he could be even remembered in the frame of mind that he's remembered in now? And should they be teaching that he cut off people's hands in school?
Yes.
Well, again, they taught that he discovered North America, and that's true, and he did that.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. People were already here. So how can you discover? That's like me going to New Jersey, right? And me just showing up in New Jersey, and all them people in New Jersey, and me coming back to Baltimore, like, yeah, I just discovered New Jersey. I ain't discovered nothing. People already there, bro.
Yeah, well, if I find it and take it, and I can say I discovered it, it's mine. I took it.
So you didn't know that, American Dream? You didn't know
know what?
That he just really didn't discover it? Like, are you just finding it out today?
Well, again, I think we're kind of playing with words a little bit.
No, I'm just asking you. Have you thought about it? Have you thought about it like that? Have you thought about it like that ever?
I thought about it like that, and I've never thought that nothing I've thought about it has ever let me say, that there should not be a Columbus Day.
Gotcha.
There shouldn't be. There shouldn't be, because when we were growing up, we learned about him, but we only learned about the wonderful things he did. I was an adult before I learned of the atrocities that he did, and no kid is learning about that. And I feel if you're gonna teach the good that he did, then you also have to teach the atrocities, because he was a scumbag.
If you Google him, you'll see that he's a scumbag. Even Wikipedia will tell you the crazy stuff he did if you read about him. So I don't know.
No, but the point is, kids are not learning about it. It's not in the curriculum. That's the whole point of the 1619 project.
Exactly, especially the Black history part.
I just made a video today, right? That was about Abraham Lincoln. And there's a lot of people like I read that speech that he was talking about all that racist stuff. When was it? 2 days ago. I made a video about it, And the thing about it, they don't teach that in school. You know how many people that literally comment like, damn, I didn't know he said all that. Yeah, nobody knows this stuff because they don't teach it in school. They taught us about Honest Abe. They didn't teach us that he was he believed in colonialism. I learned about that on the pseudo killers. Like seriously.
He's an abolitionist, so-called.
No, he was a colonialist. He wanted to abolish slavery, yes, but he also did not want slaves to be free and mingle within. He didn't want slaves to be integrated into American society. He didn't believe it was possible. He wanted to send slaves back to Liberia.
So, you know, one thing I do know, right? Selassie was thrown out of Ethiopia. However, for people saying, you know, he did some horrible things himself, but that doesn't prevent Rastafarians from seeing him as God, right? Martin Luther King, there was stuff going around that he raped some people.
Nah, it was that he was unfaithful to his wife. I never heard that he raped anybody.
Right, he was unfaithful to his wife. No, I actually heard rape as well.
Who did he kill? He didn't kill. Christopher Columbus used to tell the Native Americans if they didn't bring him a certain amount of gold per day, he would literally cut off their hands.
Well, you know, I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to go back to the gladiator. I'm not going to go back to the gladiator days and judge them based on.
That wasn't the gladiator days. This is like 1,000 years after the gladiator days.
Exactly. So I'm not going to go back to the you know. One thing I do know: those Native Indians were doing horrible things as well. It's not as if everybody.
No, they was practicing their religion. What they were doing, they were having sacrifices, but the people that were being sacrificed, they were actually volunteers. They didn't just grab people off the street and sacrifice. No, people were actually groomed to be a sacrifice.
Whenever it's non-white people doing crazy stuff, you sweeten it up and you make it.
How did I sweeten it up?
And you honor those people because the Native Indians were doing horrendous shit. They were cutting
like what? Name something that they was doing that was so horrendous, bro.
Was doing cutting people.
No, they weren't. No, they weren't. You can't show any evidence of that. Source up, yo. Source up. Nope. I don't want to hear no more. Source up. Source up, bro. I want to see a source.
Okay, so that's the point I make. That's the main point I want to make.
The point I want to make is every time somebody asks you for a source, you can never supply one.
A source for what?
You be doing a lot of talking. Like right now, you talking saying that the indigenous people of the Americas were actually doing worse than what Christopher Columbus did. Now I want to see a source that actually validates your claim.
Yo, like it's one thing. You see how I didn't ask you. I could have been wasting your time.
I can show you a source. I can show Christopher Columbus' own journals that says what he did.
I don't need a source, but right now I think you're pretending you need a source.
No, I'm not pretending because the thing is they didn't do anything like you're saying they did, and you're making a false claim. Now I'm asking you to prove your claim, and now you're trying to backtalk and do all this like just answer the question if you got a source or not. If you ain't got a source, you'd be like, all right, I gotta leave it alone till I find one.
Google Scholar, do you need a source for what I just said? That the Native Americans were killing each other left and right?
No, you said they was committing worse atrocities than Christopher Columbus. That's what you did. That's what you said. Now I want to see a source for that.
Do you need a source for that, Google Scholar?
Yeah. If you frame it as worse atrocities, then yeah. If you're saying they were
okay, what if I framed it as just as bad? What if I framed it as just as bad? Would you need a source?
Still no. Still no. It would still be no. If you're saying they were doing some messed up shit among themselves, then yeah, I can accept that. But if you say they were doing just as bad,
like anyone who's trying to say who's not okay, just as bad.
But check this out though.
Just as bad as Columbus.
Yeah, but check this out though.
No, but can I ask you a question?
Before you ask me.
Columbus came, and then they were there and they left. And they set up a base and they left and came back. And when they came back, they realized that the base was destroyed and the people that they left there were all killed off. And that's when he went out and started killing them off, and started with his atrocity. was because of when he came back and what he saw. However,
Yes.
we're going to hear pretend as if, oh no, the natives, they were just smoking their peace pipes. They weren't doing anything. They weren't
Before you go
people.
there,
They weren't doing
before you go
atrocious stuff.
there, I think it's unfair and fallacious to compare what the natives are doing amongst themselves to what Columbus did to them. It's not the same. If you and your family
Right,
in
but
your
they
house
did it to
and you're
themselves.
having, yes, it makes
Google
a difference.
Scholar, I can't
He didn't
compare
even
if
do
I
nothing
kill
as
my
worse
wife.
as what he's
Hold
saying.
on.
So
If
It
a
makes a
stranger
difference.
comes into my wife, into my house and kills my wife, that's different and not the same as me killing my wife.
So you're
Me
saying
killing
the
my
natives
wife
were
is
going
somehow
into each other's
more
houses and killing
honorable.
their wives? Can I see a
Google
source?
Scholar. Google Scholar.
I need a source that shows that the natives were going
I'm
into
talking to Google, bro.
going
I'm
into
talking to
people's
Google
houses and
Scholar,
killing
bro.
wives. Can I see that
Google
source?
Scholar.
Hold
Google.
up.
See,
Hold up.
Google Scholar.
Hold up.
Are you
Hold up.
telling me
Niggas making
that
shit
if a
up.
stranger comes into
Hold.
my house and kills my, that's worse than if I kill my wife?
No, what I'm telling you is if you and your brother in your house having a fight and you hit him in the mouth, it's not the same as somebody coming from outside and hitting you or your brother in the mouth. That's different.
My brother still gotta go to the doctor. What you mean is
Yeah,
different?
it's
He still
different.
got a busted mouth. And you know,
Yeah, but
you know what? If I punch my brother, I don't know about your brothers. If I punch my brother in the mouth, he gonna want to punch me dead in my mouth. And if a stranger come in the house to punch him in the mouth, he gonna want to punch him in the mouth. And so will
but
I. Like I don't
exactly,
get you.
that's the difference. That's the
No, the
difference.
same way. We're gonna react the
No,
same. What you mean different? We're gonna react the same way. We're gonna punch him in the mouth.
no, because you might want
Whether
to
it's a
punch
stranger or
you
not.
might want to punch your brother, but you might want to kill the stranger. There's a difference.
Oh, okay. So you're saying the natives didn't kill each other? They just punched each other in the mouth. Okay.
The
See,
natives
that's what I
killed
mean by
each other just
pretending.
like any
This
other
is
race
what
on
I
this
mean.
planet killed
Just
each
like
other. They had
Columbus
tribal
did.
wars
That
just
is
like
what I
anybody
said.
else.
Just like Columbus did. Just like
But to
Columbus
make it
did.
seem like they did with
The
Columbus, they just
natives
making that
killed
up, bro.
themselves the same way Columbus killed them.
No, he did not.
Sometimes even
You're
worse.
tripping.
Columbus never sacrificed any of them to God. That's a fact.
No, he just killed them all.
Natives did.
He just killed them all. Anybody that went against him, he just killed them. Cut off their hands for not bringing them enough gold and shit. That's cool though.
The natives did that as well. What are you talking about?
Who
They
did
did
that?
that to each
Who
other.
did that? No, they did not. You making that
Yes,
up,
they
bro.
did.
And you
What do
can't
you
prove
mean
it.
I'm making it up?
Because you're making it up because you can't show a source for it. I'm
Okay.
still waiting on a source.
All
I
right,
will
brother.
stop saying you making it up when you show me a source, bro.
Okay, boss.
Until then, you made
All
that
right.
shit up.
Word. I think I've taken enough time though. Maybe somebody else want to chime in.
Making shit up and shit. You know how I know so much about them? Because I actually live with these people. I actually moved to Mexico and I actually know what their culture is like. I actually know what they teach. And I've been to places that most people, most tourists never would be able to go.
Wait, you lived in Mexico with the same Native Americans that Columbus was around? With them?
Well,
Those
the
people?
history is there, bro. The history is there. Like it's easy history. The history is
okay.
there. I could bring up sources to support what I'm talking about. That's easy.
Okay. That makes sense.
I'm still waiting to see a source
do
that
the
says
Mexicans,
that the Native Americans
do
were
the Mexicans, can I ask you a
treating
question?
people in the
Do the
Americas worse than
do
with
the
Christopher
Mexicans
Columbus.
that you went around, the Mexicans you went around, do they honor the Native Americans?
Yes, they do.
Okay, so why shouldn't Italians honor Columbus?
We're not Italian. We're American.
Okay. So this is
Really
Columbus Day
African American.
is an Italian holiday. Columbus Day is an Italian holiday.
It's not an Italian holiday. It's an American holiday. What are you talking about, bro?
It's an American holiday, but it's for Italians, if you will.
No, it's not for Italians. You made that up too.
Come on. The
Come
same
on,
way,
it's a federal holiday. Everybody gets off of work, bro.
I know. I get off of work to feed El.
What are you talking about? You ain't got to be Italian. Like you made that up. It ain't had nothing. And the fact that they made the holiday had nothing to do with Italians, bro. And really, what you call it? Christopher Columbus was Spanish, bro. He worked for Spain. He worked for the Spanish crown, not
It's
Italian.
Eid
So I don't even know what you're talking about there.
Sir, there are national holidays for Muslims as well. American national holidays.
For
Muslims for
Muslims.
Muslims. Like I don't, yeah, I
Name-
don't. Like I
All
get
right.
the day off, but I don't go out celebrating those days.
What's the national holiday for Muslims?
What's it called? They just did it. Eid al-Fitr, something like that.
No.
A national holiday?
Yeah, he said a national holiday for
Eid
Muslims in the
al-Fitr.
United
In
States.
America? In America?
I'm just letting them talk,
Yeah,
yo.
yeah. They close schools. Public schools are closed.
Oh, public school. Oh, come on, yo. I was going to let you have, maybe it was like one of them Jewish holidays or something that nobody know about. But then he tripping now.
Even
Damn
then,
sure don't close no
okay,
school.
there you go. A Jewish holiday. They got American Jewish holidays, but only Jews celebrate them. We take them off, but we don't go out celebrating them. We just take them off from work. We just don't work. But Jews actually go out and celebrate them. On Columbus Day, it's mainly Italians that go out and celebrate.
Yo, he ain't even Italian, though, bro. Why when he's Spanish?
All I'm saying is, why you talking about there shouldn't be Columbus
All I'm
Day?
saying, you've been wrong like the whole conversation, man. I still want you to source up.
Well, the whole conversation was about history and they getting it right for African Americans, and you said yes, they are getting it right, right?
Yeah.
Well, you didn't say
Okay,
that. You said African. Yeah. I said yeah, they're getting it right for the most part.
Wow, for the most part. I know. I just want to see his stance because this kind of tell you how persons think. You know what I mean?
They talk about slavery and they talk about Jim Crow and they talk about.
So they give you the true rundown on slavery.
As much as they can, yeah, as much as they can in that time span. Yeah, they can't give you everything, but they give you the main.
Okay.
They give you the main thrust of it.
Right. They got it right. You're right. Okay. Okay. You think Black people should celebrate the 4th of July?
Should Black people celebrate the 4th of July?
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, I ain't say if you. Okay, no doubt. Why?
I do, absolutely.
Why?
Why?
I mean, I know it's an off day. You can say that if you want to say it's just an off day. But...
Well, for the same reason that Black people fought for America. There were Black people who fought for America, and they were in the against the English. There were Black people who fought for America. In the Civil War, there were Black people who fought for America. And
but we were still slaves. We were still slaves then. Did you know we were still slaves
forced
then?
to fight those wars or tricked to fight those wars
Well,
they told us.
You knew. Hold on. We're going too fast. Did you know we were slaves then when they did the 4th of July?
Not every Black person was a slave.
But dude, so slavery was there in America during that time. Slavery was still there, right?
Yes.
Slavery was still in America, right?
Yeah.
We talking about 1776, right?
Did you?
Hold on. Are you saying I shouldn't celebrate? Wait. Are you saying I shouldn't?
No. I'm not.
America because there was slavery in America.
No. I'm just asking.
That's not what you're saying.
I'm not saying that. I'm just asking you a specific question. So you didn't know they were still slaves then, right? You knew they were still slaves?
I don't care. I'm still going to celebrate America.
Did you know? I didn't ask you if you care. I asked you, did you know? I'm just trying to make a point where they're not getting the shit right.
Yes.
Oh, you did know that. Okay. All right.
Yes.
I got it, my brother. Hey, man, you are American dream. You are.
And I still call myself American. You want to know why? You want to know why?
Why what?
Here's why I still celebrate America, even though there was still slavery there. I still celebrate America for the same reason you all still call yourselves African, and there's still slavery in Africa right now. There's still slavery going on in America. There's still slavery going on in Africa right now, today.
By the colonists, the colonialism, man. It's colonialism. Nobody. There's all kind of stuff going on in Africa, man. We're not talking about Africa. We're talking about America, bro.
Exactly. No, I'm talking about Africa. There's slavery going on in Africa today.
There's slavery going on in the United States, bro. Right on the Canadian border. Not the Canadian, but the Mexican border. You got the biggest slave trade in the world.
Why won't you let me talk, bro? Why won't you let me talk? You can talk when I'm done talking. There's slavery going on in Africa today. You still call yourselves African. You still celebrate Africa. Full force. So why is it that
We
the
celebrate the
slavery that
culture, man. We celebrate the culture and the great. Go ahead, man.
speaking?
Go ahead, bro.
So why is it that y'all get to celebrate Africa, even though there's slavery in Africa today, but I can't celebrate America, and there was slavery in America 400 years ago?
Who said
Man,
you
can
can't
celebrate
celebrate
it, man. You
America?
can celebrate America. I didn't say you
Y'all
couldn't.
did.
You can do whatever you want to do,
That's
bro.
the point you were making. You were
Nah,
telling me
I was just
Ain't
asking you
nobody
a
make that
question.
point, bro.
I was just asking a question, bro. If you
okay.
celebrate that,
You
if you know there were
were saying we
slaves,
shouldn't celebrate Columbus. Why is it that
I
we
said
shouldn't
that.
celebrate Columbus when y'all celebrate those African kings who were just as monstrous as Columbus?
No, I
you
don't.
can't
Me and
even
him got
prove
the
that. You
beefing
can't
about
even prove
Nzinga.
that, man.
I
Right,
ain't
right.
supporting Nzinga.
First
So
off,
now I don't want to hear none of that. I ain't supporting nobody that sold us into slavery. You a lie.
I mean,
Now,
I do
that
support
was
Nzinga.
somebody
I
else.
do support Nzinga because you know what I mean. That
exactly. Yeah, you
Yeah, that's
support
why I
so
said
is
me and
Nzinga,
him
that.
beefing about
not
that when I ain't
Columbus.
supporting
Yeah, I
Nzinga.
know.
Nope.
Yeah, thank you. He
I got
supports
you.
Nzinga, but not Columbus. You
No,
support
I don't. I
Nzinga
said I
who
don't
sold
support
Yes,
Nzinga.
Nzinga.
I
yes,
said
I'm
I
not
yes,
don't.
talking
yes.
to you, bro. I'm not talking
I
to you,
do
bro.
support Nzinga. I
I
do
support
support Nzinga.
Nzinga who sold her own people into slavery. However, Italians
No,
shouldn't
the
celebrate
story is,
Columbus.
man, the story has
Man,
many dynamics, man. The story just
I
ain't
know.
that.
I
You
know.
just can't say that, bro.
Why you start
Dynamic.
this
Just can't say that,
conversation?
Dynamic.
man. But you know what? Hey, you know what Malcolm X said, right?
Malcolm X.
Malcolm X, yeah. You know, one of his quotes is like he says that the American dream is the black man's nightmare.
Yep.
You mean Malcolm X, the
Malcolm
drug
X,
dealer,
ain't but one
the
Malcolm
drug
X,
dealer,
brother.
the drug dealer Malcolm X? That guy?
Oh my God. Hey, we done,
Shit,
bro.
we
We
go there,
done.
yo.
We done. We done.
Nah, yo.
We done.
The criminal,
We done.
Malcolm X, the criminal?
We
Him?
done. Hey, we good,
Nah,
bro. We
Malcolm X
good.
is
The
We
guy
good.
that
Malcolm X.
killed
American
all me and
dream.
my
Not the
siblings?
guy that he was when he was a child. You're
No.
not talking about the guy he was when he was a child.
When he
Like
was a
everybody makes
child,
mistakes when they are
when he was a
children.
child, so
When
let's
he was
forgive
when he had a
Columbus.
childlike mind.
Forgive
You see what I'm
Columbus.
saying? But when he
If Columbus had a
started
childlike
learning and
mind,
educated himself, he became a total different person. What you're
so
doing is trying to undermine the man by
Columbus
going
had a
back
That's
into a
childlike
facts.
person's past. I'm pretty sure you got a past too. If I went
That's
digging in your
facts.
past, I'm pretty sure there's a million skeletons I could bring the fuck up. But don't
Facts.
try to block his accomplishments because of what he did back in the day. Stop it. Like you're doing too
Facts.
much.
American, African American nightmare, man. But I got an American dream. You good with me, yo? You can celebrate as much American culture as you want, bro. It's all good.
Yeah, I ain't got no problem with it. I
I
actually
ain't
agree
mad
with
at
you.
you.
You
I
celebrate
ain't
every
mad
day,
at
so
you.
therefore we should be able to celebrate every holiday. My
For
thing is,
sure.
it's just certain holidays that's just been put on us that we shouldn't even be celebrating. I don't even think at this point that after reading that speech that Abraham Lincoln made that he should even be up there on that monument. He ain't really give a shit about black folk. But that's just my opinion, you know? That's my opinion. Everybody got the right. That's why America is great, because we all got the right to our opinion and we could get a chance to say it. You know what I mean? No matter who agree with it.
All right, American dream. I got one more question. I'm reaching on this one. I'm reaching on this one, bro. Do you think that racism exists in America? I'm reaching.
He's still there. Did he leave?
I don't know. I hope he answered that one.
Nah, he is. He just on mute.
American dream.
Yeah, he on mute.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, but the fact about that is everybody is racist, yo. The fact that we call ourselves black, white people call themselves white, is proof right there that we are racist, because we have this idea in our head that we are a separate race.
I know. I
By
mean, I get
definition,
that.
we
I
are
get
racist.
all that. I mean, I get all that, but I'm speaking about the systematic type shit. You know what I mean? From going to get a house appraisal. You know what I mean? From where you live, all the red line, all that other shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All that other shit. I'm just saying, you know, I just want to see if you think it exists, or is it, done? That's all.
Yeah, from what I got from him yesterday, when we was talking about critical race theory, I don't think he does.
Okay. So he got all the points that the Republican was talking about.
Yeah,
Like,
I think he is a
got the
Republican.
Republican. Right. Those Republican talking points, man, on that CRT, because the shit ain't even in high
Can
school.
y'all hear me?
Yeah,
now
we can hear you.
I had a phone call. No, I can't
You
hear
good?
you.
You good?
Nah, he had a phone call. Now he can't hear. Yo, you gotta go out and come back in, yo. Only way I know how to fix it.
Word. All right.
Now this.
But yeah, that's what they trying to do. They trying to really change how school is being taught because they think these little white kids are feeling bad about being taught about their history.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is that the bill don't have anything about critical race theory in it. They got some other shit. It's just talking points. It's all political, but the shit is a college course. It's in college, not even in high school. See what I'm saying?
Yep. And that's why you gotta stay on top of this shit, yo, because these motherfuckers will use misinformation like a whole weapon just to get elected.
Yeah.
And that's why I might be wondering, like, why do people not want to vote? Like, yo, you see how much money and time they put into this shit to make people vote for them? Like, they spend billions of fucking dollars to make people vote for them.
Now let me ask you a question, because I heard you was talking about the voting thing earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you think we can? So you think we can vote our way out this situation we got? You think that?
I believe it's not just going to take just vote. It's going to have to we're going to have to change the way our culture thinks. You see what I'm saying? It's going to take a whole overhaul. First off, we got to stop teaching ourselves that we're gangsters and killers. You feel me? That's one of the things. Social engineering is real. Once you can influence a person easily if they are easily influenced. You know what I mean? Which the majority of folks are. Just like when soon as somebody said Russia, I'm gonna say exactly who it was that first came up with 5G was coronavirus, was Russia. Soon as they put it out there on Twitter, it was a firestorm. It went everywhere. It went all through the white community over in Europe. And then it got here to America. And once it got here to America, it trickled down into Black America, and we was easily influenced by the same people we call our enemies, which is white supremacists.
So you think we can just change the way we think, and we don't even need to fuck with the vote and shit? We just change our minds, and we can do it ourselves.
Yeah,
because you really think that? I mean, you really think that
it's not the easy thing, but it's possible.
Because recently now you hear what they're saying is that they're taking the right to vote away from us because, you really think they're gonna allow us to, penetrate the government like that?
What they're trying to do right now, it's too late for them. This is what it is. It's too late for them because the Democrats are already trying to make their move on the same type of thing I'm doing. Not doing, but what I'm talking about. The Democrats are already trying to take all the seats. So what the Democrats literally are doing is trying to remodel the policies in the United States. They want to remove the systematic racism. So everybody in the United States can be able to compete. But that's why the Republicans are bucking so hard because they don't want they don't want certain laws to be changed because it makes life more difficult for them. Now, instead of them having the easy road, they're going to have to compete with Black people instead of them just being able to get the easy pass.
You think they just saying that shit so they can get voted? Get some votes?
I'm reading the bills. What I'm doing is reading the bills.
Okay.
That's what you got to do. I don't trust none of these motherfuckers at all. I don't trust not Republican, Democrat, Green Party. I don't trust none of them. What I do is I read and I research what they are doing in office, what they're saying on TV. You see what I'm saying? I want to know everything. You feel me?
It has to go through the Senate.
That way I can make an intelligent decision about what these people are doing. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right
and all
now,
of this has to go through the Senate, right? All of those bills got to go through the Senate.
All of them got to go through the Senate, and all of them got to get passed. Republicans are just blocking everything.
Now tell me this.
Even if it benefits them, and that's the crazy part. Even when it benefits them and they get everything they want, they will still block it for the simple fact they do not want Biden to look like he is doing a good job in office because they want to take control of the offices come 2024. So they got to undermine everything Biden is doing. They got to make it look like Biden's the worst president in the world, even though unemployment is at all-time low right now. Like, it's more people working in the United States right now than in the last 50 years. You feel me?
I got
Times
you.
is
I hear
like
you.
it's get everything is like really changing, but people are paying attention to people's talking points instead of what's actually going on. You feel me?
I can dig it.
And I don't know why the Democrats just be quiet about it. They just be taking the punches, letting the Republicans lie on them, talk shit. They just too honest. I don't know. I ain't gonna say they honest. They ain't trying to fight dirty like the Republicans is. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. I hear you.
And I don't know why though. My thing is, fuck that. They gonna have to do something or they gonna lose in 2024.
I just feel like, I don't know how we're gonna get it through voting when they created this whole system. You know what I mean?
But how we gonna change it
It's
without
just,
voting?
well, like you said, change the way we think.
But they still got
so
the law. But the laws are still one of the things, the fundamental we gotta follow. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Certain laws anyway.
we can maneuver within the laws if we
We
change the way
already do.
we think. You know what I'm
we
saying?
already do that.
Yeah, we can maneuver, you know what I'm saying, within the laws if we change the way we think, for sure.
Yeah, but
I
that
just
is the
think
main
that
thing. We got to change the way we think and the way we doing things as a people. Fuck who we voting for. If our communities ain't the way we supposed to be, ain't nothing gonna be right. Like, let me tell you something real, yo. Down in Mexico, it's supposed to be like a third world country or something. Like, it's supposed to be so bad, right? My thing is, I'll go down there, I don't see no trash on the street. I see pretty colors, beautiful houses, everybody taking care of their shit. And then after 7 months, I come home to Baltimore. As soon as I get into the city, I see trash. I mean, when I say trash everywhere, yo, I'm talking about this shit is ridiculous. Like, yo, you can't walk outside without, like, it looked like somebody just took a trash bag and just walked all the way up and down the street and just dumped out the trash. That's how ridiculous it is. And that's not on the government, even though we can blame the government, say, oh, they're not doing this, they're not doing that. But really, it's us not caring about our own communities, not picking up our own damn trash and putting it in the damn trash can. Something that can be real simple. So it could be so simple as people just coming outside in the morning and cleaning out in front of their own houses. You feel me? Just clean up in front of your own house. Helps the community stay clean. It's almost like we don't give a fuck about shit, yo. And that's what's pissing me off. We don't give a fuck about shit, and we blame, like yo was saying, we blame the white man for a lot of shit that we do ourselves, yo. I'm gonna tell you like this. I call it traps, yo. Think about it like this. Think about it like mouse traps. Now, you got a mouse in the house. You're gonna put a trap down, right? Now, the smart mouse, he gonna see the trap and he gonna avoid it. You feel me? He gonna go run to the trash can or something. The dumb mouse gonna go right and try to steal the cheese every damn time. You see what I'm saying? It's the same way with certain traps they have put out here for us right now, like selling drugs. It's a trap. We see the result of it. We know what's going to happen if certain things happen while we're selling drugs, but we still go in and take the cheese, right? Yeah. Still go and take the cheese, and then we get mad at the person that put the trap out, knowing it was a trap. My thing is, if I know it's a trap and I see it's a trap and I put my finger in it, that ain't nobody's fault but mine.
Hey, I mean, you think niggas think it's a trap?
They got to know it's a trap. You got to know it's a trap at this point. Nobody, you can name maybe 5 people in the world, black that actually was successful off of selling drugs and didn't have to go to prison and spend the rest of their life in prison.
How much you said?
Maybe 5.
Nah, I can name more than that, bro.
I'm talking about never went to jail, never had their life taken from them.
I mean, going to jail maybe 3-4 years, but the niggas successful. Got businesses. I know plenty of niggas like that, yo. Been in the drug game, got out, got shit popping. It's more than 5 for sure. You know what I mean? But I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, though. I understand what you're saying.
But the majority of us, to put it like this, it's probably like 5%. Let's put it to a percentage. It's probably like 5%. And the rest of us, we go to jail and got to go through the system. Now we can't vote. We can't own guns. We can't do none of this shit. Meanwhile, down in Georgia, white boys walking around with guns on their hips like it's nothing. Waving at the police. Now, how are we supposed to, for all the revolutionary people, how are we supposed to fight a revolution if it is a revolution when we ain't even allowed to walk around with guns and they are?
Yeah, hey. We far from a revolution, brother. We far from that. We ain't got no goddamn hospitals.
Yeah, we almost like it's almost like we're brainwashing ourselves, though, yo. I'm telling you, with TV and hip hop, the things that we are putting in our songs and what we are putting in on TV, you see what I'm saying? It's actually influenced us to be a certain type of way, yo. We doing it to ourselves. And unless we, as a people, switch the culture up, it's gonna always be like this. Ain't nothing gonna change. And get rid of poverty. That's the main thing. If it wasn't no poverty, it wouldn't be no crime.
Yeah, we know that.
That's what I was telling them. A lot of people like to say it's the democratic cities that are doing the worst, that got the most crime and nothing and all that type of stuff. No, it's not. It has nothing to do with Democratic or Republican. It has something to do with poverty. These are the same places you'll find the highest crime rates, and the same places you'll find the highest poverty rates. It goes hand in hand.
Yep. I mean, poor schools, poor education, poor job.
Yeah, I just wish we, like, real talk, I want to so bad just come together like, yo, we got to at least try, yo. At least us in Baltimore. If we want to, everybody need to do their own city. You feel what I'm saying? If you were in Baltimore, everybody come together in Baltimore, let's come up with our own plan. Execute our own plan for our city and better our city. Maybe somebody can see the blueprint that we lay and do that shit in their city. What a lot of us do, we try to take on the whole fucking world at once. When we need to think a lot smaller, yo, and just take care of our own little space. And that could be a start to something. You know what I mean?
I agree. I'm saying unity. That unity, boy. That word united.
It takes money, yo. I'm gonna tell you what it is. Money unifies everything. And I hate to have to say it like that, but that's what it is. We need a financial backing to get people on the same page.
Yeah. Other than that, hey, you can't get 5 people in your family to get behind you, bro.
Look at Amazon. Amazon got thousands of people working together every day, all day. You feel me? Them people don't agree with each other, but they working together, ain't they? They making their system happen.
Yeah. Money will bring some unity. For a free fish fry. You get the people out there. You get the people out there, yo.
Oh, yeah.
But that shit just hard, man.
Yeah. I just think the process got to get started. Like I wish I was up here a little bit longer, because then I would be outside with the little flyers, getting everybody registered to vote, telling them what the plan is and everything.
That's what we need.
Yeah, but
that's what we need.
Trying to get my homeboys up here to do that shit, but they acting like they procrastinating or they ain't interested. So
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. There's only a few people who reflect on the black condition. On the black condition. There's not a lot of people that reflect on that shit. You know, if you're going for that American dream, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to get that American dream.
I don't even know what the American dream is no more, yo.
Hey, man, I'm just saying. That's what you're saying.
I got a Mexican dream, though. I got me a tour company down in Mexico. I do tours.
Okay.
You feel me? I take people to the own. Yeah, I take people to the own
Mexico, man. What part of Mexico?
Pacific Coast. Puerto Vallarta.
Puerto Vallarta. All right. Yeah. So I guess that's far away from the cartels and shit.
Say what?
I said that's far away from the cartels.
Yeah, definitely. There's only like one cartel over there where I'm at.
Okay.
And you don't even know that. You wouldn't even know they was there. But yeah, gotcha. I take people to these petroglyphs. They like from 2300 BCE. The people that lived there, they carved these petroglyphs in the stone, and they made this like giant pool. It's called the Pool of the King. And yo, that shit beautiful, yo. And it's like hard as shit to get to. I actually had to use Google Maps to find out how to get there.
Were those people called Mexicans? What are people called Mexicans who did that?
They was Indians. They were Tectosquin. Tectosquin Indians. And what happened was the whole population got wiped out once the Spanish showed up. They got wiped out by slavery and smallpox. That's why I was telling them niggas went through some shit. They actually was slaves too when Columbus showed up. He enslaved the whole continent. And then what happened was they all died off from smallpox, and that's why they had to go to Africa to get more slaves to mine their gold in the Americas, to work their fields in the Americas, because all the people that were here that they were using died out. Shit.
American Dream came back?
Nah, it's only like 5 of us on here now. Now I guess I'm the host. I'm about to end the show.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey man, you have a good day, man. Peace out, brother.
All right, good talking to y'all.
Peace to the panel. I'm saying peace to the panel, man. Peace out, panel.
Anybody want to say something before I end it? Guess not. I'll holler at y'all.